Cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our King. Perhaps I can give you justice. In the name of our King. Perhaps I can give you justice.
All right, I think we're live.
I believe we are.
Let's do the mandatory sound check. What's up, everybody? Can you hear us? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? I know I have a low voice.
Nah, I'm just loud because I'm deaf. That's all. All right. Okay, let's see what we
You're
got
like one of those
here.
old musicians who've been too close to an amp.
It's something. I don't know. Oh, let's see who we got up in here. Oh, and thank you, Legal Jedi, for a new Patreon. Thank you so much. We're also live on Facebook, although the camera's kind of... I need to fix that. I'll fix that at the break. And also, happy belated birthday, I guess, Fractured
Yes.
Empiricist.
Happy birthday, baby doll.
So let's see who else we got up in here. Saga Poetic, Colin, Ian, there's Fractured, Apollo Rose, Akonda, Kyle Dubs in the house. You can hear the hell out of us. We too loud? It's always something. Let's see, microphone check. Dan Carter, hello. Peggy, Lane, Peter, Wozy, Nin Polite, Keegan, I can't say Starkin. I can't say that. Amanda Stewart, hey Amanda, how you doing? I got your present, Amanda, by the way. I got your present. I'm saving it. It's under the tree.
I couldn't
So
help
thank
myself.
you.
I couldn't help myself, Amanda.
I saved mine.
Thank you.
I wanted something under the tree because we got literally just that present sitting there. Mama Mia, hey there. Tammy Rose.
Saw Hoon Jive in there.
Majestic AF. Hello. Jake from State Farm. Now, we were just talking about this. He says he's the real Jake from State Farm.
Yes.
I want to know that. I want to know.
Yes.
I need some proof, Jake from State Farm.
I believe he said last week that he was the real Jake from State
The
Farm.
real Jake from State Farm.
Wearing khakis.
All right, let's see. Nakia, hello. Yum Cherry Pie, what's up?
What's going on?
Old School Warrior, Lydia Quinn, Her Monster Highness, of course, in the house. Doc Holiday, is it lagging? Good on this end. We're all good on this end. Should be good. Yep. Refresh it. Amanda's asking Jake, what are you wearing? Hoon Jive, there's Hoon Jive, there's her. It's Jake from State Ocean Miss says Jake from State Farm is Azora High. Confirmed.
Yes. What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Oh, that's funny. Who'd be talking to Jake from State Farm at 3 o'clock in the morning? Anyway?
Right.
All right. So, yeah, as usual, no real plans here. There's no real Game of Thrones news. They're just filming, I guess. Somebody asked earlier, I think it was Jon Snow in the chat right before we started, when a guess on when Winds of Winter comes out. I would say late 2019. That would be my guess. I keep pushing it back. I was hoping to beat season 8, but I don't know.
You would think he would do the fan service if it's ready for this long break in between.
Yes, absolutely. And then we could do videos on book stuff, because there's no videos to do right now. We were just talking about this a little while ago about the YouTube thing. It's dying. YouTube's changing everything. They're adding, which, it's fine if they want to change their platform because they're making it more complete social media type thing.
Yeah, they really
they're
are.
adding the tab for a community tab. So it's your feed. So not just videos in there, but posts and pictures, and they're going to have stories soon. They're going to call them Reels, I believe, instead of stories. But like Instagram and Facebook, they're trying to become a complete, social media site and not just video site. But the same problems we're having with this video is demonetized right now. We just
Explain
started.
that to me.
What do you mean?
I mean,
The social media tab?
You're the all-knowing,
Well, you
all-seeing.
got your Facebook feed, right? So
No,
you got,
I mean, explain to me why this is demonetized already.
I guess it's got the word Game of Thrones in the title. I don't know because everything
We
I've been
gotta
putting
stop
up
this.
has been, before it was instantly. Now it's good for a day and then it get demonetized the next day. I got an ad too, Amanda. I actually did. I was checking it and I got an ad, but it's what it says. It's got the yellow thing. I've already put
So
in
weird.
a request to review it, although it was live and didn't even start yet. So I don't know how that works anyway. Anyway, so yeah, this is it continues to spin out of control in a downward spiral. And of course, my revenue has been cut in half. I understand it's off season. I get that, but it's absolutely insane. So I don't know about these new changes. There are channels out there still growing that do the same topics, but I don't know. I don't know.
How's that work?
Yeah, it's Aconda. It's automatic demonetization, and it's supposed to learn. So once they keep approving everything manually, which they do, they approve everything the next day manually. It's supposed to learn. It's all Nightbot's fault. Is what Jake said.
I'll give you one, Hoonjive. Proto Stark.
Uh oh.
He said, "Can we get a Proto Stark to start the night?"
I'm sorry. Yeah, we about forgot about Proto Stark and a dragon raised by wolves.
Parts 1 through 4.
About forgot about that. I'm wearing my Proto Stark shirt. Also, some of you noticed you sent me little messages. You notice now that between, I don't know if you're watching them, but below every video is like the Teespring store.
That's the coolest thing they've done in a while.
Yeah, so that's a new thing that is a positive thing they added to where you can integrate it with YouTube, your Teespring store, and it shows your gear right below your videos, and you can shop right there. So that's kind of cool, although I hadn't seen a single sale since it started. So, yeah, there hadn't been nothing on that store going in about 2 months. But anyway.
Tarzan, I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to.
What's that?
I feel like I would be the weak leg to the table. You know? He said, am I going to join you guys on the podcast?
Yeah. I meant to say that before we started. We're recording... What is it, Tarzan? Is Tarzan? You said Tarzan was in here? I didn't see him.
Yeah, he said James.
I think we're recording Thursday for the next podcast. We got the next one recorded. Tarzan and I will start editing that tomorrow. Tarzan, we will start editing that tomorrow. So yeah, I think we're recording Thursday, and so we're just doing a Christmas kind of podcast. I'll show you.
I would love it.
And more trivia. And I just destroyed Tarzan's Star Wars trivia this episode, by the way.
Oh, God. You could do that in your sleep. I know.
Also, Jake from State Farm. Beard is looking dope.
Thank you.
Got to be referring to his because I don't have one. I just got a little fuzz.
Listen, my buddy's wife gave me this new beard oil. And it's made of a mixture of essential oils. And I like it. And I think there's some kind of oil in there that kind of...
I need some. My shit's a wire.
You mojo back or something. I don't know if I'm absorbing it through my skin or what. I don't know, but it's really weird.
Well, I might have to try some of that beard oil. I have to grow it back out again. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Tarzan. No, you're not going to be sick, Tarzan. Hell no, you're not. So I forgot what I was saying now. I completely forgot.
You were talking about, well, you destroyed the Star Wars trivia.
Yes.
And while we're at it, I mean, you got to at least allot a little bit of time. I know this is, technically Game of Thrones, but a little bit of time to say, you went and saw the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I was going to miss, that's kind of where I was going. But I thought about it because people send me messages saying don't talk about it because we haven't seen it yet. So I'm not going to do any spoilers. Because there is a few people who hadn't seen it, so maybe we'll do next week or talk more about Star Wars. But I'll just say this: I just did a video review with my cousin Eric, who we went and saw it, and it's about a 50-minute discussion, but it's really honest. It's really honest. I can't say I loved it. I hate that. I hate it.
You don't know how bad I hate it.
It's my first love, and there's a lot of negative stuff coming out. It's got the lowest score, actual user score on Rotten Tomatoes of any franchise ever. The critic score is great, of course.
I didn't go with him. I was invited, and I came really close, but I had to work the next day, and so I could not wait to see him. The next afternoon when I got finished working and everything, and ask him. So I'm standing about 2 feet from the bathroom door, about to piss in my pants, right? And I'm like, okay, go ahead and tell me, man, because he didn't want to spoil it for me. And I'm like, go ahead and tell me, the things you didn't like about it. Well, yeah, I stood there for about 15 more minutes, and I felt so bad for him because he really was looking forward to going. I mean, he knows more about Star Wars than anybody I know, and it's not just like he wants to know all this. He literally loves it, and it's...
Yeah, they just, I don't know, man. They just, it's just, there were good things about it. And some people can, if you love it, great, that's fine. But to me, it was just, like I said, I don't want to say anything because it will spoil it if I say anything. The story wasn't good, is what I'm going to say. And go watch the video if you have seen it, and then maybe next week after everybody's seen it, we can talk spoilers or whatever. But yeah, yes, is that Lazuli? I think it is, $21.99. Yeah, brutally honest review. It was. I can't come on here and just say I love it because it's Star Wars, just like Game of Thrones. I mostly love Game of Thrones. There are some episodes that I didn't like, and right. I'll say it. I'm not just going to come here and go, oh, great, because I'm not getting paid by these people to push their merchandise and shit. So anyway, yes, I'll avoid Star Wars just because I know it's the first weekend and a lot of people have not seen it. We'll go this week after it dies, the crowds die down and stuff like that.
And I didn't want you to say that to maybe influence anyone who hasn't seen it yet. I want you to go in there open-minded.
Oh, yeah,
Give your own, opinion. But
yeah, it may take one of those, watch it again and, see some things again from a different perspective after it's sunk in a little bit or something as well. So, but, yes, Jar Jar was the best part. Spoiler alert. Mike Bushnell, of course. All right, so let's see what we got here. Where are we at? Where's my mouse? There it is. All right, Simon Jones, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, sir.
I don't see a question, though, Simon. So I don't know if you meant to have a question. And thank you, Roberta. Is that Roberta Swisher? Thank you so much, Roberta, for that super chat as well, but I don't see a question either.
Yeah, thank you so much.
If you meant to have a question, please try to get to a moderator. If you're doing super chats, remember there's a little line right above where you pick the amount to type your question. All right, and I know I had a few on Patreon. I did post this on Patreon earlier. Fan on Rough, thank you. Rough Girl, thank you guys for all you do. Q&A, What would be your perfect ending? Perfect ending for Game of Thrones. Man, I don't know. If I went the fanboy route, it would be the kind of cliche. They kill Cersei, take her out, or whatever Jaime does. Jon and Dany live happily ever after with a baby. Tyrion lives. They kill the White Walkers and learn the truth about it. Kill them, but that's too. That would be my fanboy ending.
Yeah,
fanboy perfect. Not the evil is overcome after they decide to work together and get it done.
Jaime and Brienne possibly hook up. Tyrion and Sansa potentially hook up.
Oh yeah, you got to have the hookups in there too, just to wrap it, make it all great.
Perfect. Yeah.
You got Arya, Gendry maybe, or you got like you said, Brienne. I don't think it'll happen, but I don't know, Sansa, Tyrion, or did you just say that? I guess you just said that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'd like to see. Let's see. What do you see happening with the Greyjoys?
Yeah, I think. I think you're going to see. I think we're going to see as a prediction. I think we see Yara saved by Theon, but he goes out doing it. That's what I think will happen as an actual prediction. Yep. So that would fit along the lines of Yara getting rescued at least, and ruling the Iron Islands if they go to separate kingdoms or whatever, as she was promised by Dany.
With a tongue.
With a tongue, exactly,
yes.
Absolutely. With a tongue. Now, I would also, of course, if I'm being fanboyish, I'd love to see Theon make it back and complete that redemption and live to feel it, to be appreciated again by somebody.
Me too.
But again, it's Game of Thrones. So, all right,
I gotta ask you again.
Yes.
One more thing. Bran, alive or dead at the end?
Yeah, that's true. I would like to see. I'd like to see him live.
I'd like to see him live
whether
too.
There's a magical thing. Somebody brought this up to me, and I thought it actually might make a good separate Game of Thrones video, actually. And we had mentioned this a little bit before, so I don't think it's necessarily new. But Werewood.net, we talk about the God's Eye. That's our theory for the end game, right? Where this is going to end.
Right.
If it's being, and I said this a while back. It's been a while, I know, because I think maybe in Dragon or before that we were talking about Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
If it's guarded by the Order of the Green Man, if it's guarded by children, warriors, or whatever it is, then it means it needs protecting. If it needs protecting, and you cut down those trees in that grove, it might end all of Weirwood.net.
Yes, it really might.
You
I
know,
see what
so
you're saying.
if that gets destroyed, then Bran could have no more connection to that. Therefore, he could live and still remember everything, but couldn't access it anymore.
Right.
So it goes along the idea of no more magic if the dragons are gone and all that stuff. So
it
that
does.
may
It
be,
goes right along with that.
maybe the God's Eye is the key to cutting that off completely. If it's being guarded, and Howland Reed is going to study there a couple times, and Adam Valerian, that was the only two that we know of.
That's a great point.
So I don't know. Maybe that's a
about the
separate
guarded
video. Maybe
part.
I'll look into it and see if I can find some book quotes or something to support that.
You
and
showed me a cool picture in one of your books.
get a couple of those and see if that could be an actual theory as opposed to just the idea here. And we were talking about 5-minute theory videos. I got to do every day apparently, so maybe that's the first one.
That could be.
Carol Brown, thank you, Carol.
Thank you,
Miss Diva. Greetings, Lord Commander Smoke, beyond the chat and to the Titan of Dios.
Yes, Titan. I love it.
Mark down on your notes there to come up with a long nickname for Carol, like really, really super long, because I forgot.
Oh, we'll do it.
Let's see. Tyrion once famously told Shay that in her presence in King's Landing made him vulnerable, as she was his greatest weakness. Let's see where I lost my spot. Which turned out to be true, and he ended up being betrayed by her. Grey Worm recently told Missandei that she was his greatest weakness, but she has stood by him. Well, Jon also realized Dany is his greatest vulnerability, and after he gets the update from Branopedia and Samuel Kendall, fall into weakness or rise and become stronger. That's a good point. I could definitely see him protecting her now. Looking out for her. You stay back here. I'll go do all this shit. Whatever. But I can't see her being the lady that says, "Nah, I'm just going to sit here and wait."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Lyanna Mormont said, "I'm not going to wait by the fire while my men go out and do all the fighting for me."
Right.
She's not that cat. You know what I mean? So.
She's not.
Now, if you have a pregnancy involved, depending on how far along she is and stuff, that could change some things. But, yeah, overall, I would say, it would make him want to protect her, I'm sure, with the love thing going on. And that's why Tyrion's concerned. That was the look of concern. I don't think it was betrayal or I made a deal with Cersei. Although he does need Cersei alive until that baby's born. I'm sure he don't want her to die right now. But that's just normal family, that's decency, I think, is what that's called.
I will say this, just based on my interpretation of Jon's character, that when Branopedia and Samuel Kendall, spout off some info, I think it'll make him stronger.
Oh yeah,
I really do. I mean, can you imagine somebody telling you what he's about to hear, how different? At first it's going to be overwhelming, but a little bit. Hey man, I've been a bastard my whole life, but hold on a second.
Right, because he has, it's like in the books, he doesn't want the power, but he's always kind of craved being a Stark and being Lord of Winterfell and stuff like that. That's specifically a book thing, but it's like what you're saying. I mean, it's going to at first it's going to hurt him, but of course everything that doesn't kill you.
Only makes you stronger.
That's
right.
There you go. I think so. I agree. Let's see. Patreon here also, Lydia Quinn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. There it goes. Hey, Chris, do you think will be some kind of story that would play out like the Nisa storyline? I can't help but think we will see that come to life in some way. Yeah, Lydia, I think that has to be likely. I hate to say it, Dany died in childbirth would be my guess right now.
I know. You keep guessing that.
Because it fits in with the whole Rhaegar thing I did well over a year ago that I just re-released 4 weeks ago, I believe it was, something like that.
And it makes sense.
About Rhaegar kind of being the Azor Ahai parallel with 3 tries for a wife or whatever you want to call it. And then, he technically stabbed Lyanna, if you want to, because here's the thing about it, people joke about that, honestly, and it sounds funny that he actually stabbed Lyanna, and therefore Lightbringer was born, as in Jon. But when you hear the Nisa story, it says specifically that her pain and her what was the word that they used? Ecstasy went into the sword. If that word's being used, that describes a sexual situation to me.
Wow.
So I think it actually fits. I think that would be my guess, going along with my little Rhaegar idea. that apparently has been re-released on Reddit recently by somebody else. Let's see. Daniel Carter. Thank you, Daniel. Patreon. What will become of Dorne? Who rules? In the show, I guess we're just not going to hear about it because apparently there's no more Martells around. So I don't know. I've also thought about this, Daniel, for the show. And it goes back to the old direwolf theory we talked about, the names, and you have Nymeria.
Okay.
And Arya not being a lady and staying in Winterfell and all those things we talked about. So now,
hold on a sec.
Nymeria, of course, was the queen who conquered Dorne originally.
I see where you're going with this.
So Arya could end up going south.
We talked about her traveling.
Her travels at the end game after this is all over.
Yeah.
And maybe somehow she ends up, there's no name rights or anything like that, or blood rights or whatever, but there's no telling with our character. With the direwolf named Nymeria, it makes me wonder. It's a direct connection to Dorne.
You've never said that to me. That's awesome.
I just thought about it.
That is awesome.
That just happened now. I don't know if it's even good or not, but I'm just saying.
Great question.
So yeah, there you go. Daniel. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
But you'll hear it on Reddit if it happens. You'll hear it on Reddit 2 years from now. I promise you. And I'll still be at 60,000 subs. I bet you. Michael Smith, thank you, Michael, on Patreon. Chris and James, you need to do a Dragon Race by Wolves Part 5. We will.
We will.
We absolutely will.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely going to do that.
Part V.
Exactly. V. That sounds cool. Part V. On Patreon, also Sean AU. I'm assuming that means Sean Gold.
That's what. That's the way I take it.
We've always said that. Thank you, Sean. Dude, what the? Okay, I don't want to read this out loud, Sean, just in case it might have a spoiler. This is Star Wars related. Sean, I get you. You're not alone. I won't say it out loud just because it may hint at some things, Sean, but yes, he's talking about Star Wars, and he was a little disappointed,
right.
And I won't say any more than that, but you're not alone, Sean, by any means. I've looked now, and here's when I do reviews, and this is for Game of Thrones or anything, movie, Star Wars, whatever, I don't watch any reviews until I do mine, because I don't want to accidentally pull somebody's idea or something that I didn't catch, So I've watched a lot since I recorded that review the other night, and there are a lot of them very similar to mine in the sense of really hammering on it. And I'll actually just say, I was just telling James right before we started this live stream, there's a pretty big Star Wars YouTuber that I've watched for a couple years off and on, and he just quit. He just quit. He's got 220,000 subs.
That is amazing.
And he just said, you know what? I'm just not happy with it right now. I'm not happy with trying to put out videos on this topic anymore because it's really, if I did, it would be disingenuous and fake. If I just keep trying to, act like everything's great.
Yeah.
And he stopped. He quit YouTube. Maybe not forever. That's a big statement.
That is.
That's a big statement for a YouTuber who is really successful, make 220K in subs, just decide, you know what, this is the last straw with the whole Disney thing. That's a big statement.
I guess he's saying I'd rather not continue to make videos where all I want to do is bash something I love so much.
Because that's what
I'll leave it here.
And I will say this, for my Star Wars review that I did, it got a lot of dislikes for my videos, for more than usual, which I completely expected.
That's right.
I've also lost 10 subscribers a day since then.
I'll be damned.
Now that's just because, like I said, I don't know what it is, but if you come on here and it's like there's certain segments of people, and this is Game of Thrones, this is any fandom. If you bash on it, if you criticize it, then you're just, I don't know, hateful or whatever, and people don't like it. But there's a small people who do love hating on things. So it's weird.
It is.
It's weird that if you're not just a straight up fanboy for everything, that you get hated on, and I don't get it. It's just an opinion.
Right.
I'm not, I had many people agree with what I said, and a few people say I enjoyed it. I said, hey, that's fine. There were great parts in it. There were great themes in it that kind of worked, but the overall thing didn't work for me. I just don't get why you can't be honest. And people have, okay, I respect your opinion.
Yeah, just appreciate that.
Yeah,
Give it a thumbs up for just
so
saying what you feel.
It is what it is. I fully expected it, but I'm not going to. It's kind of like I'm just not going to come on here and just be all upbeat and I love everything because I'm a YouTuber and I do it for a living. So please watch my videos and I'll be positive. I'm going to be positive anyway, but I'm still, if I love something, I have every right to not like a whole movie,
right,
or a theme or whatever. So that's all. That's all it is.
I mean, on a smaller scale, it'd be like me doing a review of a boxing match. The guy that I really wanted to win lost. I'm going to be on there and I'm going to be bitching about the other dude, and other people probably saw it a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody
that's all it is.
Sees and interprets things differently.
That's all
it is. At least
is.
Appreciate my opinion or yours in this case.
And that's fine. I fully expected, and like I said, I didn't see I haven't read comments today.
Oh, they're bad.
I didn't see.
They're no, I'm kidding.
I didn't see a lot of negative comments, but it's got a lot more dislikes than the typical video. Now maybe it was the format. It was kind of a round table. I don't know, but there was a lot of people. I did see a few comments here and there on other people's videos, like it just like you were just, not to me directly. I mean, there probably is, but you were just mad because your theory didn't come true. No. I didn't have a dog in the fight with the whole. I can't say it. See, I'm gonna spoil something.
Yeah.
I didn't have a dog in the fight. Is all I'm saying. It's just with the setups and the build-ups, and then you don't get the answer at all. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm done. I'm done ranting. I want to get on that. I'll accidentally spoil something. Michael Smith.
But this sets up when Game of Thrones is over and we don't find out why the Night King came.
Oh God.
John never finds out.
Yes.
I can't wait to see your review
on that.
Yeah,
that would be going out with a bang on YouTube, literally. Probably. That would be me. I'd be done. I don't
burning
because it's burning down now anyway. Michael Smith on Patreon. Thank
you.
Let's see. LML Ray. I guess you LML. You're saying Lucifer means Lightbringer. The YouTube channel. Okay. LML raised it. Lightbringer could be a child in episode 7 live stream. I think that child. I think it refers to John. That's what I mean. That's going on with my own Rhaegar idea. That Rhaegar was in fact in a way, but again, a lot of people fit this. But John is Lightbringer himself. He's the metaphorical sword. That's all, as opposed to an actual sword that shoots fireballs, or like we talked about many times.
Right.
Let's see. Daniel Carter, thank you. Great answer. Would very cool for Artie goes south and rule. Hey, you heard it here first. Now, this will end up, I'm telling you, I just came up with that. That was just a thought that popped in my head because of the Nymeria thing. It will be on Reddit in about a year, and I'll never be mentioned again. So just letting you know that, so it's documented that's going to happen. All right, and we're probably going to lose Facebook here shortly. My phone's about to die. Sean you again. I loved Rogue One, but this time it was cold Friday morning after I got out of the theater. I totally felt numb inside, outside, etc. Yes, exactly. It's one of those things, and this is what I said in that review. Rogue One was gritty. It was Star Wars. It was great. I mean, it was awesome in almost every way. But when you go back for the main trilogy, right, or the main storyline,
right,
it's a little different feeling. You go in there, and this is what I said when you remember we went to see episode 1.
Right.
It has been 20-something years. You go in there, you hear, the music, the fanfare, the John Williams score. You see Star Wars, you see the crawl.
Yeah.
And you're just like pumped up, and then. Like with episode 7, same thing. It had been a long time since the prequels obviously came out. You go to the theater, you see Star Wars, the crawl, and all this stuff again. And then you come, like for me, episode 7, you come out and you're like, yeah, just it was, and it was. I know it was. And then you start thinking about it. It starts really dawning on you, like that was the same movie as the first one, but. In this case,
you're exactly
it was the same thing. I walk in there, I see Star Wars, I hear the music, I see the crawl, I see the pan down to the planet and spaceships like as usual. And then I immediately was in the theater, and me and Ho, our buddy Ho, yeah, his name's Ho. We've said him before. Just to be clear, we always have to make sure we're clear on that. We were like, really? You know, that started like immediately this time. And it was like, oh no. So that's how I felt, Sean. Daniel Carter, I will remember. Don't worry. Don't you worry, Chris. yes, you will. You will. Hopefully everybody will. And one of these days I'll get credit for something. All right, let's go to the live chat here. Let's see. Simon Jones says in a super chat, thank you, Simon. Are you doing a live stream next Sunday? We should be. As of now, we are, unless something changes. Wait a minute. Is that Christmas? Yeah, let me check the dates here. That is Christmas. No, Sunday the 24th. Probably not actually. If that's Christmas Eve. That is Christmas Eve. Is that right?
It is.
Did I see that right? Let me double check myself. Yes. Okay.
Raise your hand if you would watch a Christmas Eve show.
Yeah. I don't know though. It would have to be. It would definitely be later.
Right.
I don't know about 10:30, 11. I don't know. We could. But that depends on, I'm not sure this year what's going on with the family. There's some issues and all this kind of stuff, so I don't know exactly what's going on yet. So possibly, I'll say that. Possibly. We could do a Christmas stream. I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on.
It would be fun.
It would be cool. Yeah. I mean, nobody has to work then at least, I guess.
That's right.
So, yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Colin Gallant, Super Chat. Thank you, Colin. Do you guys think Brand's potato acting is related to warging and Greensight, kind of how Jojen had seizures with his visions? He was told they take a toll. Yeah, in a way, I do. I think he said it pretty straightforward. I think, I remember being Bran Stark, and now I see everything at all times. I mean, can you imagine? No, it's almost like, it reminded me when I saw that scene, it reminded me of Superman movies, like when you see an origin Superman story and he starts learning his powers.
Yeah.
And at this, he starts to hear everything at the same time, and he can't. He's like, he can't block it out. Matter of fact, that was in Man of Steel. It was in a Man of Steel. That's right. He was a kid in the classroom, and he started covering his ears and started seeing all this X-ray vision at the same time. He couldn't control it, and he ran to the closet. That's what it reminded me of. So that's the way I think Bran feels about it.
What about that Jim Carrey movie where he found out he was God or something like that? Or and all of a sudden he could hear everybody's voice and everybody's prayers and all this stuff.
And then he needed email and he went through the Post-it notes and the email system. I saw that last month. It was on something.
Can I ask you something?
No. Anyway.
God damn it! I gotta be. Oh, this. I'm still reading the books, and so I'm just wondering, if you've ever thought. I don't know. I really don't know how to phrase the question, to be honest with you. But all right, Dany was pregnant with Khal Drogo. Okay.
Right.
And there was
Rhaego.
Rhaego Drogo.
Rhaego. Yep.
And there was this one-eyed seer lady who said she's going to have the stallion who mounts the world.
Right.
Could it be possible that lady saw that, and this baby is the special baby that she saw? Because they said in lore that stallion who mounts the world is
you combines all the cows and unites the Khalasars.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was I think that's what Dany actually fulfilled herself, because she went in there and burnt. She showed the power and the strength.
Okay.
I see you, Herb. I'm gonna grab it. I see it. I know you had emailed me. I'll grab it in a second. But yeah, I think in my opinion at least, I have people telling me that they think Rhaego is still alive.
Oh,
that
really?
Mary Mazdur, somehow like ushered him off. But Mary Mazdur would want that child dead if it was born healthy. But she says it's born with scales like a bat and wings like a bat and all that stuff. So I don't think Rhaego's gonna, come back or whatever. I think the idea was that she was hearing these things and she thought she was kind of going along with things at the time. Oh, my child's gonna be this, special kid. But everything blows up in her face. Drogo dies, all that stuff, and she ends up fulfilling it herself. She burns down the hut with all the other cows, and they all follow her. Now she has every single Dothraki there was now in Westeros.
So yeah, basically, yeah, she's
So she's the stallion that mounts the world in that sense.
I see what
and
you're
that's where
saying.
it goes back in the prophecy. It doesn't fit directly, and if she's the stallion that mounts the world, does that mean she's also Azor Ahai and the princess that was promised?
Right.
Or can there be multiple like we're talking about?
That's what I was kind of trying to mix it into. Is, maybe somebody has a vision, it's just their timing's off or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. All right, Herb Coswell, I see your question here. Q&A. How do you interpret Arya's storyline in season 7? For me, I always saw she was never acting like that towards Sansa. She was just playing the game of faces to get her into not trusting Littlefinger. Yeah, that's interesting. She definitely, but I think Arya truly had. I think it was pretty straightforward. She truly had a little disdain for her sister, remembering back to her being the pretty one up there with Joffrey and the royal family. Now, not that Sansa wasn't upset. I mean, she saw her upset. But she stayed in King's Landing with the Lannisters, and she didn't really know what she went through.
That's right. That's right.
She had no idea that she went through this hell in King's Landing.
Exactly.
And so she blamed her for kind of aligning herself, which she kind of did for a while. Which she had to survive, really, at that point. But she aligned herself with the Lannisters being the enemy. Mm-hmm. So I think that was basically the idea of her coming back and they're having their little tiff. She fully supports Jon. She saw that Sansa did still crave that power, which was certainly stated openly.
She did.
You don't want to think it. You wish you wasn't thinking it.
And it was not.
And it was absolutely what it was. It was vindication for me because I had hacked on Sansa a lot.
Yeah.
And it was vindication for me for a character to actually say, you don't want to think it, but you are.
But you are.
So, in that referring to, obviously, Jon not coming back, and she would be, Lord of Winterfell, Lady of Winterfell.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Aaron, what's up? Aaron, Erie Knight? Is that Erie Knight, I guess? Let's see here. I see you, Doc Holliday. I'll grab that in a second. Thought I saw... this is Jon Snow Targaryen. Season 1, Tywin said the order of him and the Lannister children dying. Do you think he is right? I forgot the order. Yeah, I don't think he said it in a... I don't think the order's correct now because I did a foreshadowing video with that in it where he said, before long, I'll be in the ground, with your brother, you and your sister, all her children will all be in the ground rotting, worm dirt, essentially.
Yeah.
You got to go have kids named Lannister, that type of thing. But it wasn't in that exact order, I don't believe. So, yeah, there's a foreshadowing video. I don't remember what number it is, 32, maybe 33, somewhere in that area, where I go over that episode. No. That would have been pretty early on, right? That was right. Yeah, that's about right. So, yeah, I actually talk about that and then show the payoff scenes with all those deaths. So, yeah, he named them all, and he was absolutely dead on. So, Cersei will be obviously last, but he said, like, you and your sister. If he said that last, it would be the actual order, or pretty close.
Right.
So, I'll double-check that.
Monkey Mail Dog says Arya has sister issues, so does Sansa, something like that. It's gone now, but, a lot of times siblings do have this, hatred or whatever, just a inborn natural sibling rivalry as children, and then grow up and look back and see where they were the asshole a lot of times.
Yes.
And
kind of like the conversation they had, and especially Sansa and Jon up at the wall.
That was such a realistic way for them to show that on screen.
Yeah, she looked back and was like, I didn't treat you very well.
Exactly.
And he's like, no, you didn't. And he tried to cover it up like, no, you were fine. It was, and he's like, and she's like, no, I didn't treat you well. And he's like, okay, yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You were kind of a bitch sometimes. I'm sorry.
Right.
Because I was a bastard or whatever. So let's see what we got here. Doc Holliday.
What's up, Doc?
Thank you, Doc Holliday.
Damn, I didn't even mean to say that like Bugs Bunny. I didn't.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Doc Holliday said from Super Chat, thank you, sir. Here's a little something for your Christmas camping stockings. Hashtag Black Camping Sock. Oh, if people got these inside jokes, man.
That's so cool.
Here's still something for your camping stockings. Thanks for a great year. Looking forward to great things from both you guys. Thank you so much, Doc Holliday. Really appreciate it. And thank you, Doc Holliday, for being here since the get-go, man. I really appreciate it. On Patreon and every week.
You rock, man.
You're here every time, no matter what. Even if you're busy, you're going to put it on in the background. So, man, I appreciate the hell out of it, especially right now while everything's so dead. I'm going backwards is what's happening. That's how bad it is.
And, you know, speaking of our friend Ho's a connoisseur and a collector of hammocks.
Yes, he is.
And so he's always trying to get us.
He's almost
camping.
anti-tent. He's anti-tent.
That's a good way to put it.
He is. He's anti-tent as far as our camping stuff.
That's exactly right.
And
he's anti-tent. So he's really got into these hammocks, and I'm talking these fancy ass, cool hammocks, and he can tell you all the stats and everything about them. But anyway, he's always trying to get us to go camping. If we could find somewhere with good signal, I wouldn't mind trying to shoot out a little. We have some unbelievable fireside chats when we camp.
I'm telling you that.
If you could be a fly on the wall.
I've told them before. Speaking of this, I've told whenever people like when you interviewed me about the YouTube thing when you were doing to do some interviews, I've used it several times, but that's why I started this. It was like. Because of those campfires with you and other friends or whatever, we have the best conversation sitting around a campfire about anything and everything, and that's the way I wanted to talk to people on YouTube about things. That's why I started this whole shit. And sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that was where I was going with it. Actually, it's really, it's unbelievable. When you're really out there and you're away from your phones, and I know I'm talking about bringing one in, but not for the purpose of
playing games, and watching.
But I'm telling you, when we're out there and all that's gone, and you actually are communicating and getting to know one another again, like the good old days, some crazy stuff comes out of our minds. And,
absolutely.
And it's really, it'd be fun to share it with you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I needed to, and we were just talking about this too, the vlog channel stuff. I got to do some more vlog channel stuff.
Yeah, you do.
But I don't go anywhere to do any good vlogs. I guess I could do a new room vlog, and when I get the Jordans all done up and fixed, I got to finish stuff in here. But
my 14-year-old son came busting outside Saturday morning and said, "Oh my God, I just watched Chris's cooking vlog," and he said, "I busted out laughing 2 or 3 times out loud." And I'm like,
that says a lot, like you said about the demographics. So maybe, that would
14.
certainly be something that would actually grow.
He loved it.
All right. I see some questions here. The mods grabbed. Let's see. Mamma Mia Mamma Mia has one. Thank you, Mamma Mia. From you. Matt M. Thank you, Matt. Q&A. Have you thought of the fact that John is literally the prince that was promised with his real parentage and Ned's promise to Lyanna? Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
I think it fits in that sense as far as promise me Ned, that type of thing, and he did. Fulfilled that promise he didn't quite get to finish it, tell him and everything, but yeah, I think it certainly fits and it's kind of a clue in a sense of the current hero or whatever you want to say. Even though there's still, that doesn't mean there can't be the Danny piece as well, being a hero too, being both of them. Amanda Kane, there's Amanda Kane back in the chat tonight. Thank you, Amanda. Happening? She grabbed a question from, hold on, I almost lost it. I think, hold on, damn it. Where'd it go?
I go back up.
Is it back? Is it still?
No,
okay.
it's the other way. Yeah.
Damn it. Black Sock. Sorry. Yeah, cooking with Chris. Oh, it's gold. Thank you, Amanda. Yeah, I need to do some more crazy shit like that. But
you just passed it.
Did?
Yeah.
No. The question
right there.
From.
No. Where was it?
Yeah, I think
I saw it. I
Okay,
swear I did.
I'm gonna look for blue. I'm sorry,
I
guys.
can paraphrase
I had this pause, but the damn chat kept creeping. Okay, I got Matt M's from Mamma Mia. She repeated
there
that.
It is.
There it is. Okay. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, mods. All you guys.
Seriously,
I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
From at 460 Mus, I guess. Q&A. Hey, Chris, have you said that Westeros is heading to a democracy? What about something like a Magna Carta?
Oh shit, dude! I forgot Magna Carta.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about it in high school. I don't even remember what the hell the Magna Carta is.
Yeah, that's what I was exactly what I was going to say.
What?
I
God
know
damn it.
I know the name and everything, but I'm trying to remember exactly how that would be as far as a system.
What
But
the hell?
yeah, remind me that
I'm writing this down.
Yeah, I'll look that up, or if you type it again, or like the overall, because
I remember it.
exactly
but
what I was going
don't
to say when you
remember it.
said that. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to have some change, and I don't think we'll see a full-fledged change overnight necessarily, unless you have something like, the last chapter or the epilogue in the final book, or episode 7 next year. Well, I guess next year. Is something like 10 years later, or they have maybe a 10-minute piece at the end 10 years later or something.
I can see that.
There's definitely going to be some hints of change like there already have been.
For that. And I'm hoping that their seasons get balanced and all that shit. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff.
Absolutely. Speaking of looking forward to stuff, Danny Jeter says Nymeria for spinoff. Yeah. Battles, Water Wizards, Valyrian Dragon Lords and Dragons, then to Suthros, which we have Wyvern and other mythic beasts, then to the Summer Owls who worship sex gods, and then to Dorne. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. There's so much stuff, man. I'm telling you, it would all be outstanding. I think, personally, that the first ones will probably be related to the Fire and Blood stuff, the Targaryen kings and all that, but depending on how far they go back with that, you would see maybe before the Targaryens, they can show a little bit of old Valyria, Dragon Lords, etc. But then, of course, you got dragons all the way through 160 years before our story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but going back that far back would be very cool. All right, so we got that one. Deborah Breedlove says, wow, that is the best tie-dye shirt I've seen on James. Love the purple and blues.
Hey, listen, this was a Christmas present.
Yes, it was.
Sent to me from Amanda Stewart, and she even did the V-neck. I mean, Amanda, I don't know if you bought this, made this, or whatever, but I was floored when I opened it. I really was.
Kyle,
and the bag it was wrapped in was tie-dyed. I thought that was an awesome touch.
I hope you're not giving away my present, man. Mine's still wrapped up. I'm just saying. Let's see. Cow Dubs. Okay, I'm going to say this only because you know the context of our buddy Ho. Well, I'm sure a lot of hoes are anti-tent. Dust on the throat. Yes, that's right.
You can always count on
Kyle shit. And Mike. Oh, no, you did not. Carol and her Monster Highnesses. They have the funniest damn conversations on Twitter. I see all y'all shit, by the way, and I try to, acknowledge I've seen it by hearting it, liking it, whatever.
Black camping sock.
Black camping sock. Oh, forever the hashtag. Kyle Dubs does actually say, seriously, though, definitely think part of the twist will be a significant revelation about the children. They seem to be so crucial, but we have so little about them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think they're still alive, some at the Owl, and whether that's a show thing or not, we really don't know. But they did, when I was doing the foreshadowing thing last week or the week before, I did come across, because I was thinking it happened, but Tywin does say, I'm going to send Sir Gregor, he's going to take 500 men, and I'm going to burn the Riverlands, set the Riverlands afire from God's Eye to Green Fork. So he does mention the actual location. I don't know if that means anything necessarily, or just to be, just because it's close, it's on the map, that, right there.
Right.
But, it just kind of like, okay, they mentioned the area, that type of thing.
Right.
There's a little bit more in the books when Arya's heading up north and all that stuff as well.
Sarah says, what channel is the cooking vlog on?
That's the vlog channel, Smokescreen Vlogs, and also I have Smokescreen Gaming, which I've been doing a few more streams on the gaming channel. I need to do those a little earlier and do a more of a schedule on those. But the vlogs thing was just kind of like, all right, when I go do something, I'll take you guys with me type of thing, and throw my phone up on the dash. A lot of people like when me and Camden are arguing in the car, because that's an everyday thing. And so
the Riddick lovers really get their share of Riddick on there.
Gets in there a little bit, but yeah, it's just lately I haven't been doing as much besides trying to fix YouTube, and I can't fix it because I don't know what the fucking algorithm's doing. You know, so
I wish you would have vlogged
and the voiceover
doing
stuff.
This was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I
And
meant I should have did
nobody
like
knows
the
about.
before and after type things, but I may do because this you can only see a part of this, and this is not done, by the way. I do have an open space. I told you guys last week right there. Let's see if I'm pointing that right. Yeah, that's one day in 2 or 3, 10 years or so, I'll have 100K on some channel. That's where that's going. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on and still going on. So maybe that's a vlog thing. But yeah, you can go to the main channel, and on the a featured channels there, you can subscribe to the gaming channel and the vlog channel.
Let's do one on how to fold fitted sheets.
Oh God.
That's freaking
I
nightmare.
know, that is. I did see something on that a long time ago, but I don't fold them. I ball them up. I think, you know what I'm saying? You roll things up, they don't get wrinkled.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
My
It's
mom
not.
always tried to show me how to put corner in corner, and
Yeah,
I would try it, and it never looked like hers, and it's just screw this
That's
shit.
right. Let's see. The empty space should be. Kyle Dove says the empty space should be where you published your That's a good idea, Kyle. And I actually. Speaking of that, the published novel, I didn't really finish that sentence, did I? The Southern's coming out. I apologize. But yeah, I actually was talking about that today a little bit. I had some more ideas, and I need to get back to that for sure. I do have. I thought about this. All right, and this is. I may tweak the prologue piece that we talked about a little bit. I won't say much more.
Right.
But I may do a Patreon exclusive thing, and I don't want to be. It's not it just to get some feedback, and maybe because I don't know what this is yet quite. I have ideas, and I have them written down.
I love the prologue
and all that good stuff. So I may do a Patreon thing if people are interested in that, and let them see pieces of what I'm doing so far. But I got a lot of stuff written down. I got a lot of voice notes and all that stuff. But I got to get back to getting on there and hammering away at the keyboard.
Mm-hmm. But I like the way you don't stop. And I don't want to give away too much, but as he's flowing and typing, he'll just leave a blank for a name because he's not settled on the name. But he does have the scenario in his head, so he goes ahead and gets it out, and I go back and proofread, and it's kind of like, insert name here.
It is.
I'm like Larry, Moe, and Curly.
Yeah, that's right.
But it still flows good. It's a good story. I love it.
Yeah, and because I don't want to, put it in and have to go. Just as long as I can mark it there and see it easy coming back to it when I get names just down, and kind of what, almost the nomenclature of the time and the world, that type of thing. That's really important. So I want to leave those open for now. So I may do a Patreon thing. I'll just go ahead and say it. I just didn't want to bring this out initially because I wasn't sure what it was, right? And then I want to make sure I follow through on it. But there's so much shit going on. It's so hard to keep up because you got to keep doing regular YouTube videos to make. You have to make a living. I mean, that's just the way it is. But I'm also doing some voiceover stuff that I'm trying out on the side and learning more about that. And I've got a booth set up in half my closet's now a voiceover booth. It's really kind of cool to me, but it's working really good for a starter. I'm actually doing some little auditions and getting some. I'm trying to get some feedback, and I need to get some vocal coach or voice coach. You can't just have a good voice and just expect to be successful. But it's just a little side thing now, just to kind of see where it goes. Maybe it helps out with the brand or whatever. I think it's pretty cool and exciting, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and that could lead to other things. Who knows? But I think I need to kind of update Patreon more often on that stuff.
I didn't want you to scroll too fast. Mamma Mia's question to both of us.
This one right here.
This is more up your alley, but it says, at Smokescreen, at Dust on the Throne, my Q&A, did you notice that the music in Danny's vision in the House of the Undying was the same as the first scene with the White Walkers? I think the Night King will burn King's Landing. Yeah, and
this Talking Thrones did a great video on this. Dan from Talking Thrones 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Oh, really?
I think I don't know. I guess he was the one who called it. I had been saying since the Night King took over that makes sense completely for him to be the one to burn King's Landing, because it's going to happen somehow or another. So when he called that, and it's like a little, it's really hard to hear, but you can hear it. It's like it's the theme they played in the very first, and it's like a White Walker theme.
Yeah.
It's kind of a drum type of thing, and one of those kind of magical. I'm not even sure the instrument because it's so low.
Right.
But you can hear it, and you can hear it, obviously in that first scene, and then you can hear it underneath that music in the throne room when she's walking through the house of the Undying. So to me, that's an absolute link. But then again, if you think about it, just to be fair and open to the other side, they always play the magical theme soundtrack, like when Bran is starting like warging, and that type of thing. They do have this kind of magical music they play in all those scenes as well. But that was definitely the same, at least little drum beat and whatever instrument that was. I don't even know what it is. So yeah, I saw that and I thought that was pretty good hint there that's what's going to happen. Let's see. All right, so let me see where we're at here, because we've already been going an hour and 4 minutes.
Been rolling.
That's crazy. All right, so let's take a stretcher, I guess.
Yes.
And see a couple super chats here as well, and let me check a really quick Streamlabs, and we'll come back and grab these. Oh, wrong button. Is it the 17th? Damn, it is. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, we got a couple Streamlabs donations as well. Thank you guys. So we'll grab those when we get back. Hopefully those wasn't too old. 10:55. Yeah. Okay. So Carol's still here, right? Carol's still here in the house. Let's just to make sure, in case Carol has to get out of here because she's probably got to work. Carol Brown on the Streamlabs. Thank you so much, Carol. Told you not to. I know you're gonna slap me for that. That's like 15 already. But thank you, Carol. Dude, Chris, no. Star Wars rocked. Your lack of beard oil mojo is showing. as you didn't like the movie. We need a Star Wars chat once everyone has seen it. Yes, I agree.
That'd be a good idea.
That's what I mean. After this week or so, when everybody goes see it, if we do like whether it's on Christmas or not, or Christmas Eve, the next one maybe we'll do some Star Wars stuff and really get into it. But Carol, I don't know if you've seen that video. I need you to watch that video, the review. It's 50 minutes, so it takes some time because we want to get it all out there. But watch it, and if you hadn't seen it, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Even and then kind of think back when you saw it and say, okay, I can kind of see what you're talking. You know what I mean? And not that I'm right in every way. I'm not saying that at all. But yeah, watch that, please. Also,
Carol, you're the first person that I've seen
she is actually,
that I know who says it rocked. I've heard people
visually it rocked.
Said
yes,
it was acceptable, but
visually it absolutely rocked. Absolutely visually. But watch that video, Carol, when you get time.
He says he's gonna go back and watch it when I go for the first time.
Oh yeah, and by the way, speaking of that video, this is the first one in a while that I put up as a podcast as well. So just a heads up for you guys who may not know.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I have a podcast. It's Smokescreen Radio is just what I called it. I don't know why I named it that, but it's on iTunes and SoundCloud and Google Play. So I'd actually any video that it can be put up as an audio file only, I put up. I hadn't done it in a while, but this is the first one I did. So last night I put that up as a podcast. So if you guys are interested in that, you can go.
You got a 50-minute drive to work?
Yeah, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, subscribe to Smokescreen Radio. Just do a search. You'll see the logo, same logo, and you can listen to any audio. They're basically the same videos, but some are not there. But if it doesn't require like a screenshot or animation or something, I can put it up as an audio file.
Sweet.
And that way it just gives people access to it, and maybe it'll help the channel on the back end somehow as well. So... but yeah, that's up there as a podcast as well. Mr. Rainer G, thank you so much, Mr. Rainer on Streamlabs. Have you played Telltale Games Game of Thrones? If so, do you have a video on YouTube or Twitch? If why not, would you consider playing it live for us fans? I have not, Mr. Rainer G, and I want to. Val was doing that because Geek Val has played that, and I don't know what chapter they're on now, but I meant to start this a long time ago, and I never did. So I may do that on the gaming channel. I may stream that. There's all kinds of... I'm still playing Dead by Daylight right now. just because I just love the game. They always update it, and it's always cool. But yeah, I've been wanting to do that because I've never played it. I've never got to make it. It's basically you go through. It's your house Forester. It's kind of a made up house, but it's in that world.
Is it where you have to make a choice
and you make choices?
The story changes based on your choices,
based off your decisions. Yep. And I think
Hell,
they're on
I might
like
play
chapter
that.
4 or 5. So yeah, it would be a good game to stream because you don't have to pay attention to so much as far as like actual fighting or killing or whatever. It's more of a decision-based game, and then you kind of watch the outcomes. So I really think it's cool. I've watched a little bit of it, and I just never did. So I could do that. I can certainly do that. Also, Young Jayway123, thank you, Young Jayway, on Streamlabs as well. Since George has said that the words of House Dane would be a spoiler if he were to give them out, what do you think they are? I hadn't put much thought into that. I don't know. Wow. Let me think on that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, let me think on that.
Think on that during the break.
Yeah, let me do that. Let me do that, Young J-Way. Let me think on that during the break and come back. And I don't want to just give you a I don't know and blow you off. So yeah, let me do that. I'll come back, Young J-Way 123. So yeah, let's do that, and then a couple super chats when we come back as well. And then we'll grab more from the live chat. And I don't know with work,
I'm having a blast
with work and all that. So
yeah,
I don't know what's the plan.
We'll give her a run. Let's run another segment.
All right. So yeah, we'll do that. So hang in there, and we'll be right back.
Cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king. as I can give you justice.
All right. We're back. Oh, forgot to slide that back over. Oh, that's going to fall off, ain't it? This mic.
Uh-oh.
Hold on a second. Technical difficulties here. the mic thingy is about to fall off this stool we got it clamped to.
Good? Nope. Right.
Yeah, you got to get it back on the corner. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. We have this this rigged up in here. Also, really quick, thank you, D. I just saw a couple emails. I didn't get a chance to read them all because my phone's up here for Facebook. But thank you, D. Brown, so much for increasing your pledge on Patreon. I really appreciate that. Absolutely means a lot. So thank you so much.
Mother.
Here, I can take it out while you do that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna hold the mic here for a second. While
Let me go into dirty mode. Yeah, go ahead. Hold that mic and.
Yeah, let me just hold this mic. Hey. All right. Okay, let me see. I'm going to hold this mic for a second. I know I'm way too close to it now. Let's see. Where was I at with the questions?
Something about House Dane.
Oh, yeah. Let me get back really quick to, yes. Where was it at? Young Jayway. Okay, we can put this back. There we go.
What the hell? Why me?
Oh, it's just not up.
Alright.
It may hold. I don't know.
Yeah, but.
If it falls on the floor, you'll hear a big thud. Here, I'm going to hold it up.
Yeah. I see what it did wrong, I think.
Anyway, Young Jayway. Okay, so I was thinking just for a second. I was trying to read emails and stuff at the same time, but I would imagine. Here's a thought on House Dane. If it would be a spoiler, I would, and a lot of people think that Dawn will come back into it as far as the end game type of thing. I was thinking something along the lines of, since you have the sword Dawn is such an integral part of the story and that type of thing, or it seems to be, potentially, maybe something like their words could be like, bringer of the Dawn or savior of the Dawn or something like that relating to the end game. If you believe that in the books, perhaps. Let's see if we can get that back. Whoa. Okay. Is it going to hold?
I think so.
Well, maybe higher. Okay.
There we go.
I had to figure out what's going on with that. So hopefully you can hear us okay still. But yeah, I was thinking like maybe their house words were bringer of the Dawn or savior of the Dawn or something like that. We bring the light, something in that effect that where it maybe that would indicate that their sword, at least, their house will be related to the end game and saving the damn world. So that's just a thought, and it's just a quick thought. I would have to do a little more thinking and maybe dig into some clues somewhere in the books. But there's your general idea anyway.
Yeah.
So all right. So let me grab. Go to the live chat here. Colin Gallant, thank you, Colin, for another super chat as well. What was your guys' most hated storyline so far and hated death? Also, you have to have you watched Conquest and Rebellion? It came with the season 7 Blu-ray. I have not watched it. I want to. I haven't got the Blu-rays yet, so I want to get that and see it. I hear it's really, really good about the Conquest and Rebellion, and that may be some video-worthy stuff. So I definitely want to see that for sure. I'll get my hands on that. My most hated storyline in Game of Thrones so far has to be it has to be Dorne, honestly, because I wanted to see if Dorne Martell, who died, shot to the heart, and you're too late. You give love.
Right
sorry, I'm so sorry.
That's
just the way we roll around here. Movie quotes and songs. I'm sorry.
All the time.
Damn. It's just spontaneous. But yeah, because I want to see Dorne Martell, if he, and we will in the books, I wanted to see if he did have a big plot going on, as far as what his plans were with Dany and, with Quentin and all this stuff in the books that they just completely cut out. So even though they didn't have to do the whole thing with Quentin and all that stuff going across to Dany, and I understand simplifying everything, like this last season, okay, so the sand snakes get killed, which shouldn't have been leading Doran in the first place, even when Doran got killed. I keep saying Doran,
Right.
Doran. I'm Southern. Doran, Dorn. Anyway, it's like they acted like the army was just now useless. Like there wasn't a whole entire army down there
Yeah.
not being used. So Danny lost Dorn. No, you lost a couple leaders of Dorn
That's
in
right.
the show. So you didn't lose Dorn. There's a whole fucking army just sitting down there going. Well, I can't see it on the thing, but yeah, just twiddling their thumbs now and don't know what to do. They think everything's fine, and now it's gonna get really, really cold. So that would be for me is the Dorn storyline. I think, I believe so. Unless I think of something else, but I think right off the bat that's what comes to mind.
My most hated, hated death scene. I know most people lean towards Hodor, but for me, I think I was most touched by 1-1. I don't know why.
Oh, just the death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated that.
But it was at least he was
hated that
saving
death
people
scene
and going out in a bang.
more than anything.
I just hate needless deaths.
And the look they shared.
I see Jessica and Polly on Facebook. I see you guys. I see you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I do too. What's up?
Yeah, we're
guys?
just trying the Facebook Live thing. We do these streams on YouTube as well. So.
And I did, of course, hate. I did hate the Hodor thing, but yeah, 1-1 dying, and then I would say, I don't know, fucking Littlefinger, man. I wanted him to make it.
You did. You were like trying to go against the grain, like he's gonna make it.
Yeah,
he's gonna make it to
had
season
this
8.
Weird feeling.
End up on the throne or whatever. Who knows?
Outsmart everybody, and everybody thought he was just a rat and all this stuff. And at the end of the game, he's gonna win it.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, I hated the Hodor thing too. To get screwed, to find out how he was screwed over, and then immediately after he actually gets screwed.
That's terrible.
It was horrible. And Isaac Hempstead Wright actually feels personally responsible. It's like, dude, you were just a character, man. Come on, lighten up. It's just a show. Let's see. Lazuli, $21.99. Thank you for the super chat. I don't see a question though, so I don't know if you had one. But thank you very much for the super chat. If you do, try to get to a moderator, please. I see yours, Michael. I'll get that in just 1 second. Let me check Patreon real quick, see if I'm caught up here. Let's see. Randy Suimatsu. Thank you, Randy, on Patreon. The more you've connected to and love a series like Star Wars, the more you're disappointed when things don't quite live up to a series as a whole. Exactly right, Randy. And I opened that video with my old line from Young Guns because I love it. I never stole a man's horse I didn't like. I would not be talking about it and criticizing it and loving it and talking great about it when it is great if I didn't love it. So yeah, that's the whole idea. Is if you're passionate about it, you'll have issues with things. I'm sorry, but
You're
yeah,
right.
you're dead on, Randy. Absolutely. Let's see, Michael Smith. Christmas Eve for you is Christmas Day for me. I wouldn't be there live. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I didn't think about the UK and everybody in Europe and stuff like that to watch these. So yeah, that would be kind of. Yeah, I don't know about the Christmas Eve thing. That is true.
That's true.
That is true.
Very true.
But we definitely do one the day after or something when everybody should still be off and everything. So it opens up a lot of
That
possibilities.
is a good idea.
The day after when everybody's still off. I mean, it's I'm sure most people, I guess, will be still off. So we could do something like that. So we'll figure that out, and I will announce it, on Twitter and Patreon and all that stuff if we come up with a definitive schedule or whatever. Also, Randy, again on Patreon, thank you. If you guys do a call-in, you can answer a question, then ask the caller a Got Trivia question. If they get it right, they could win the chance at a Smokescreen t-shirt. That's a good idea.
Not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, we had talked about that the other week. Was like a call-in type thing, and we could set that up through Google. I think it's Google Phone or whatever it's called, to do something like that. Do more of a live style, radio style broadcast. But
I would love
we'll
it.
see. I mean, my only issue with that type of thing, Michael, is like the Facebook Live thing. I can't, from over here, I can't really read. I see people are commenting. There's not a lot of people watching, but there's a few. And I'm just trying to grow the Facebook page and stuff as well. And I do go back and answer every question that's posted on Facebook, but I can't take questions from there and Twitter and here. You know what I'm saying? There's too many different sources. You got the live chat I'm trying to focus on, and Patreon especially. So it's just hard to kind of pull that from all these different places. If we had a producer over here that you couldn't see running all this shit,
That's
then we could be
right.
fed everything. That'd be kind of cool. But you got to be like, pro level to get that kind of shit going on. So also, Michael on Patreon, again, King Tie-Dye, when are you doing your next chapter reviews? Chris, Dan from Talking Thrones, did do that video with Danny's Vision. Yeah, I thought so. But yeah.
And I've been thinking about that a lot, Michael Smith. I was texting someone about it earlier tonight before we went live. I'm deeper into the books now. I'm getting really amped. I come in and tell Chris, exactly where I'm at.
You're pretty far in a got now.
Yeah.
I say a got for the book.
Robert just died. Viserys got his crown.
Yeah.
I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm trying to have a more positive outlook on life. Like I was telling Carol, it's almost like a early New Year's resolution.
Yes.
Okay, I've had this, this dark cloud over me for quite a while, and I've bitched about the dark cloud for quite a while, and now I am I'm gonna turn over a new leaf, and I'm gonna get on track with a lot of things in life, and it won't be too long, brother. I am amped to do them. There's so much now that I want to talk about,
right.
and I'm so far behind. He hates it. No, he doesn't. He loves talking to. He loves me telling him where I'm at in the book.
Man, no wonder you get all the emails and nobody talks to me. I bet he's on email. He's on email. Like, yeah, Chris is really a dick. He
never talks to me. I need somebody to talk to about these chapters.
Oh, shit.
But seriously, I am amped about doing them, and at least I know there's still a little bit of interest because it's been so long.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah,
with me,
like
guys.
the last one you did was and like you just said, you're in comparison to some of us who've been doing this for a while, a newbie, but you brought up a great parallel that you found in that one chapter. It was awesome. I never put that together or thought about it.
I like that. And when I told you that and you said, yeah, it was good, man, I was like, man, it felt really good. Yes. So that's all I want to do.
Yeah,
is just,
absolutely.
give my account and my take and what I get from it. And some things I do bring to him and say, I thought about this. And he'll say, yeah, that's been talked about a lot. And I'll be like, damn it. But still, there's going to be some things I talk about that
that's the thing,
are rehashed, but some things maybe.
There's a lot of things still being talked about that's been talked about for 5 or 6 years. But if you have a new little twist on it, it's one thing. But if you're just rehashing, that's why I'm not putting out as much stuff right now, because it will just be literally rehashing things. And I don't want to just be doing it to do it and then, that type of thing. But some people are, and they're successful with it. So I guess whatever works. Here's Michael also on Patreon. Thank you again, Michael.
Thanks, brother.
Asked you about you asked from him to expand from 460 question. Magna Carta is, and now it rings a bell. And Magna Carta established for the first time to principle that everybody, including the king, was subject to the law. That is correct. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's going back to 460's original question about that. I think it makes sense. I don't know if they'll go that far with it, because I don't know if there will be, if we do get the payoff. I mean, I guess the payoff of, we see the change, or maybe they do a 10 years forward type thing.
Right.
I don't think there'll be a king anyway. So, because we got the idea from Danny about people being elected and stuff like that. So that's a good first step, though, I think. I think that would be a good first step. So that would make sense in the transition period if they even see that, or at least an idea of that. Maybe they mention that, like, from this point on, I am no longer above the law, and I'll have a, whatever it may be. So I can see that. That's a good transition.
Now, forgive me with the names, because a lot of them are very familiar. The dragon, the Black Dread, was that Viserion, the Black Dread?
Balerion, the Black Dread.
Balerion?
Balerion, yeah.
Okay, Balerion, the Black Dread, made the throne, correct?
Yep.
All right. Do you see before all the dragons die, which I think is going to happen?
Right.
Like dragon fire being the thing that destroys that.
Yeah, absolutely. We were saying that a while back, that,
Yeah.
in our live streams during the season,
Yeah.
that I think absolutely Danny, or whether maybe John, will have that thing destroyed by Drogon. You see, it's a good cyclical thing, and kind of ties that up.
Yeah.
It's not necessary, but it's cool, and it's his detailed type of writing too. That Aegon comes in, establishes the dynasty, or the dynasty for you guys in Europe. Just hey, and then being that Dany's kind of the not the reincarnation literally, but of Aegon the Conqueror, that she'll have the thing actually melted down, the symbol of all this bloodshed and war and that stuff.
Yeah.
So I absolutely believe that. Let's see. Michael also says on Patreon, not UK but Australia, Boxing Day, I'll be watching Star Wars. So is that? Oh, is that after? I guess maybe saying the day after. I guess possibly that we were talking about possibly doing a stream afterwards. Not sure. Okay. Let's see. Where are we at here? Super chats came in here. Michael Schaff, I believe. What's up, guys? Thank you, Michael.
So thank you.
How do you think the last 6 episodes are going to play out? I think that's a long question, Michael.
It is.
But okay, generally, I think here's the season. Generally, very general. You see, obviously, the Night King attacking. Things are looking horrible. They have to flee Winterfell. A lot of people are going to die. They have to go south. Cersei continues her shit with the Golden Company.
Yes.
Maybe at first the Golden Company and the remaining Lannisters listen to her and go north to try to attack them from behind. There's a sandwich, as we've been calling it.
Mm-hmm.
But they defeat them. The Golden Company follow Dany, whatever it may be. And then they end up going to King's Landing, taking that city. The Night King comes there, burns this place down, and ultimately ends up in the God's Eye with the end game after Cersei. At that point, Cersei will die via Jaime in King's Landing, I think.
Yep.
Then we see the whole, they didn't want to go to the throne. They wanted to go to the God's Eye. That's the twist. And we find out during that process that the Night King, his big twist, why he's back now, all that good stuff. There's your nutshell, I guess you could say.
All right.
And James just says he agrees.
Will we see? You said he's going to come burn King's Landing. Cersei's going to die by Jaime's hand. Will Cersei immediately become a white? And
that's a good question. It depends on the status of the Night King at the time, or if that's like a concurrent thing, or before. Hell, it could be after. We could see the Night King defeated, and then they finish up with Cersei in King's Landing as they put focus back on taking over because Dany's going to refocus on if she's alive.
You're right. Yeah.
They, assuming retake King's Landing, getting rid of her and the 7, controlling the 7 kingdoms. But at that point, I don't think that's the question. Will she still be focused on that? At that point, will she be alive to focus on that, or will it be a type of thing where she finds out the truth about Jon and she says you take it, or she dies and he takes whatever? They got to refocus on getting rid of Cersei specifically, not necessarily the Lannisters anymore.
Yeah.
Because there are not many Lannisters when you have Tyrion on the good side, but refocus on bringing peace to the realm for good type of thing. So, in a nutshell, I think that's basically it.
And there will be a baby born.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely going to be a child born for sure. There's a lot of cool twists, I think, coming with the Night King and theories I'm sure that we'll see play out as well. Thank you, Lowell17, for a super chat. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
If the Night King gets the King's Landing, can ending still be at God's Eye? Kind of a follow up to that, actually.
It is.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's kind of two separate things. I think it shows that, kind of like we were saying before, people think that there's going to be this big, battle at Winterfell, and that's where it's all going to end. I don't agree. I think there'll be a battle at Winterfell, but it's not going to end in Winterfell. I don't buy that Winterfell is just this magical location that they want to go to. I think it's the God's Eye. So they're going to go through, and with that, and I think Dany's vision kind of really strongly supports that idea that they're going south. They're going way past Winterfell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it can still end the God's Eye for sure if they go to King's Landing. It would have to go back a little bit to, I think they'll hit the big spots to build their army or generally kill people. And then they'll have to go back a little bit to the west, and I guess that's a little northwest, I believe, or something like that. A little bit to the west to get back over to the God's Eye. But it's basically in the same area. It's like right there. So yeah, that'll kind of be a turn for them. And that may actually be a little plot point, like, wait a minute, they're turning west, after it happens. They're not going to Dorne or something, whatever it may be. But maybe they spread. Maybe, who knows how it works. Doc Holliday again. Thank you, Doc Holliday.
Thank you, brother.
Your daughter might make a good intern producer. Oh, my Lord. You would see shit falling. You would hear shit in the background. She would be on her phone, Instagramming while she's supposed to be typing something. That wouldn't happen. I mean, we could give it a shot. It would be a comedy stream.
There you go.
That may work for that. Also, Colin Gallen again. Thank you, Colin, on Super Chat. Dust tie-dyed line of beard oils. Hey. Whoa. Also, stream on the 27th would be great. Birthday present for me. Ha ha. All right. We'll see. We'll see. That week's a good week. After Christmas. 27th will be a Wednesday. It could happen.
I'm going on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You hear Robert say, and I want 10 cents from every unit until I get my money back.
Exactly. They actually have had beard oil stuff on Shark Tank.
Yeah, they
before,
have.
But you have the brand though, tie-dyed. You serve tie-dye and all this stuff. That's a good idea. So
soft of beard, first of his name.
That's right, Carol. We got names coming. I saw
it's on the list, Carol.
Yeah. And I think Mama Mia had sent me a little something. That
Mamma
may
Mia.
work off of. So thank you, Mama Mia. All right, let me double check. I think Patreon's caught up for the moment. Yep. All right. And then
can I say something while you're just?
Yeah, please.
Looking
please.
through
Yeah,
this?
we can't have dead. Professionally, we can't have dead silence. So, like when you drop microphones in the floor and all that shit.
I was thinking just a second ago, because I don't know if sometimes you guys notice, you can just see my gears turning while he's over here talking. I think about things. We talked about your vlog channel earlier.
Yeah.
I think it just needs to be said that if you go over there and you want to see just that cooking video or whatever you want to see, subscribe. Just subscribe, hit the bell. Everything helps, and it's just another way. And it's not like you're going to be bombarded with everything with a ton of stuff. And, drop stuff every once in a while, but it's the kind of behind the scenes cool stuff. And yeah.
Yeah, to that, the gaming channel, and I understand everybody don't like gaming, but the cool thing about gaming, here's where I get caught up in the gaming stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big, huge gamer like I used to be. Now, I'm doing it more often on YouTube because if I figure at night when I'm done editing some stuff and I just want to chill, I figured if I'm going to play the game, I might as well stream it and talk to people. It's the same thing as this right here.
It is.
Except I'll be playing a game. It literally is the same thing with chat going on. I stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So if people are interested in that, subscribe to the gaming channel, Smokescreen Gaming. The Twitch channel is also it's twitch.tv/smokescreenbiz, the same as everything else. Go follow me on Twitch if you have an account or if you like that kind of thing. But I catch myself watching games that I never, just because there's a shit ton of people just chatting away.
Yeah. And
it's not necessarily a great game.
Some
of them are though. I do get caught up in like I love Dead by Daylight, but I'll catch myself watching others playing it.
Yes.
And I'll be sitting there, oh damn, it's 30 minutes later. I got shit to do. So yeah, but I'd rather do it. I'd rather be playing it myself and having people in my stream chatting and hanging out just like this. So
yeah, why not?
I'm gonna start doing a little bit more, a little earlier as far as gaming streams. Me and Val had talked about doing a more of a schedule type thing together. Sometimes she's doing it on Wednesdays now, where we get on each other, others, I guess a hangout or Skype call. That way you can hear me on her stream and vice versa. And we're both dual streaming to Twitch and YouTube. So it's just something, extra that I can, and my gaming channel's not even monetized yet. You got to have 10,000 channel views, and before I can do anything like have a sponsor button, you got to have 1,000 subs on there. It's like 410 or 20 right now or something. But it's just extra stuff, and people also watching this, watch these channel videos on this channel, and I say it a bunch of times, but subscribing, the actual number, just to clarify, the actual number really don't mean anything. But it does in the sense when YouTube sees, or the algorithm sees people subbing, then it continues to push that stuff out a little bit more.
And that's the key.
Right. So
exposure
and social proof and all that stuff. So I know a lot of people watch YouTube not signed into an account. They just, they may be watching now. They're not subscribed. So if you are, please, just create an account or just log in if you have one and just hit the subscribe button. It takes a couple seconds.
Yeah.
And that's why the number does actually matter in the sense of, the algorithm and growing a channel and all that. It's not about,
and unlocking your abilities to do certain things.
Absolutely,
too.
Right.
That
Absolutely.
helps.
It does. So having bigger numbers, like for example, 100K, right? It's important not because you get, the little plaque that goes up here at some point. It's not just the plaque, right? I mean, it is a sense of accomplishment, sure. But at that point, you get a contact that you can contact anytime. You get direct support, those type of things that really opens up, so I can give direct feedback to somebody and get help with something. If I have let's say, like some asshole, for example, from some network somewhere demonetizes one of my videos because I did a Walking Dead video, and he had a lot of clients doing Walking Dead videos, so that that kind of thing could happen.
Yeah, I'd say it could.
And rob you of about $2,000. When you have a YouTube contact, you can take care of shit like that. So that's the other thing.
That's right.
So it's not just about the number and look at me type of thing, but yes, it is a goal. It certainly is a goal for sure.
When are you gonna live stream Leisure Suit Larry?
Man, I loved it. That was the first. Well, that or either maybe some old Microsoft flight simulator. But Leisure Suit Larry was the first computer game I ever played. My dad turned me onto that shit.
Me too.
I loved it.
You turned Eric onto it. Eric turned me onto it. It was so fun.
I died every time just saying it. So we won't get into Leisure Suit Larry and its purpose, but some of you older folks might know. But yeah, I died every time. Okay, Young Jayway, thank you on Streamlabs for the donation. And Sansa wins a winter chapter that was released. She refers to Tyrion as her husband, and he does the same in his chapter that was released. Do you see them together in both book and show? I would think so. If they go that route, I think that's a big enough point for that to happen in both. I guess you could say the Hound's an argument because, the kiss that never happened.
Yeah.
I didn't buy that as much as I did than a lot of other people did. I saw it as just opening up the Hound's character, that he cares.
That's what I think.
That to me was more of that. Now a lot of people do think it was a clear little crush type thing, and I'm sure there was something there or whatever, but I don't see that. I would much rather see, or at least lean towards Sansa and Tyrion back together, because it fits the whole, like we said last week, knight in shining armor type thing. He's not a knight. He hates knights, but he actually is a better knight than any of the sworn knights that ever existed.
Damn right.
And that's the knight in shining armor, and he doesn't look exactly like he's supposed to.
Yep.
And that's why it fits so great. So I would think it would happen.
It certainly does.
So I would think that'll be big enough for both book and show, Young Jayway. So, all right. Let's see here. Let's see, where were we at here? Michael again. Thank you, Michael Schaff.
Thank you.
From, let's see, we got Super Chat. Thank you. Favorite scene in GOT? Mine is when it snows in 7-7. You know what? That music, I freaking love that music when it snows in 7-7. I used that in the last couple, like the outro cards of the foreshadowing videos. I pulled that scene just for that music, and I love that music. I thought it was very, very cool. It was so cool. It was a cool scene, so I agree.
I didn't realize what the hell was happening. Jamie had just written off.
Just written off, exactly.
And I'm like, oh hell, what the hell? And
Goes back to the dragon pit, and then it shows the different
man.
scenes, and the snow's coming down, and the music was just outstanding. But yeah, overall favorite scene in GOT, man.
Mine is the Red Wedding.
Yeah, that's a good shot. That was the biggest,
I'm talking
shocking,
about like maybe episode that and Battle of the Bastards and Hard Home. Those are my 3 episodes. Scene, I don't know. You narrow it down.
Yeah, that's hard to think about an actual scene, man. I mean, I loved, in season 7, I liked that. I liked Arya pulling off her face when she killed the Freys. I liked John and Danny, honestly. I did. Sorry, I did.
Yeah.
I liked
No, it's good. That was a good scene.
I liked John meeting Drogon type of thing. Those scenes and John and Danny getting closer. The actual boat sex, I'm sorry, it was just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Back in season 5, I loved Hard Home. Battle of the Bastards was the best fight choreography I've seen, I think. But
I agree.
It's kind of like Star Wars. When somebody says,
dude.
"What's your favorite movie?" It's a chapter of the same story. It's a different chapter. So I would have to think about a specific scene to absolutely say this is my favorite. So I don't know, but I gave you a bunch of examples there. I think that will probably one of those. Let's see.
I enjoyed Tyrion killing Tywin. Sorry.
Yeah, yes, that's great too. That's great. Even some of just the random dialogue scenes. There's no, it doesn't have to be action.
You're
It
right.
doesn't have to be killing. Like any scene with Tyrion's awesome.
Yeah.
Him trying to, telling jokes and trying, the awkward scenes when he was trying to tell jokes in season 6, was kind of funny.
That was funny.
It was funny because he's like trying.
Hard.
He tries to tell his damn honeycomb joke. It doesn't work again, of course. So. All right, Michael Cook, Super Chat. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Will there be any more dragons in GOT? I'm going to go out on a limb, a werewood limb, and
That was cool.
And always and say no, but we have said. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say yes because of what you're going to say.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see dragons, but I think we will have a scene where there will be dragon eggs as far as a clutch or just one found
Right.
before the thing goes off. Just as a little like, okay, this could happen again.
This could happen again.
So in that sense, I do think we'll see eggs, not another live dragon.
Same place here.
All right. Let's see up here in the live chat. Amanda Kane has a question from House Sanchez. Thank you, Amanda, for grabbing that. Are the Children of the Force the real enemy? I don't think so. I think we got pretty much the story. They made a mistake. Their unnatural magic, whatever you want to call it, immoral, unnatural, magic, kind of dark magic, created this enemy. They went rogue and threw off the seasons and the balance and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's pretty much they're redeeming themselves now by recruiting Blood Raven and therefore Bran and trying to help him survive to beat this thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're the ultimate enemy. I don't think it's like, I don't believe they're like really bad and really just doing all this to kill men. I think we've seen them sacrifice themselves. I don't think Blood Raven is a bad character that's trying to, suck Bran in and lie to him and get everybody killed. It makes no sense to me. So yeah, I don't think so.
Shit just got out of hand.
I think so. Kenny, is that Tierney? I think for the chat, this is how I think it won't end, but still a great ending. Okay, so this how it won't end is what Kenny's saying, but
would make a good ending.
Would make a good ending. Okay, Night King sacks King's Landing. Okay, I can see that. Most main characters retreat to God's Eye. Cersei marries Greyjoy. Euron, I guess you're saying. They keep the Golden Company to defend King's Landing. I think that's relatively close. I think we'll see the God's Eye be something that I don't know if people retreat there, except I could see that in a sense because we saw the lake in season 7, the frozen lake with the little island.
Yeah.
Was a clue to me that's
I
where
agree.
somebody's going to end up again. Now, I don't necessarily think it's like everybody or the few that's left. I think that's probably a John Brand thing, a handful of people.
That's what I see too.
Maybe a Howland Reed type thing or something if they bring him to the show. So I do see that happening as far as that goes. I don't think Cersei will ever actually marry Euron. I think she never planned on it. And she refuses to be a queen to another king, another man again, whatever. So I don't think that'll happen. I think she would betray him first, and he will betray her anytime too. So one of them is waiting to betray each other already. But I don't think the Golden Company will follow Cersei once they find out. First of all, Euron may come back and try to take King's Landing himself. Yeah. That's a possibility right there before we even get to the northern stuff.
And what pisses me off about that idea is that wastes crucial time. It wastes crucial time on letting us know some of the things we need to know. Like, don't spend too much time if he does do that.
Right, but it would be a way to kind of get the political stuff out of the way with Cersei.
Yeah,
it'd be a way for her to die it wasn't Dany, because Tyrion's going to be conflicted about her being pregnant, right? And then, excuse me, he immediately comes back and takes King's Landing. And then it's like that's his safe zone from the Whites because he knows they're real, but I don't think he really appreciates the danger.
No.
And then all of a sudden Cersei's screwed and out of the picture. And then, of course, once they defeat the White Walkers, or they're involved too, they have to come south, and then they got to deal with Euron because he's now taken over. And he has the Golden Company and his men or whatever too, his fleet, I should say. And so that's a possibility of a betrayal before we ever even get to the final end game. Because they need to devote some time to this end game. It's been a build-up since the very first prologue, the very first episode. They got us to spend a lot of time on the Night King, and especially the payoff as far as, don't pull a Star Wars. Just give us the payoff on what the hell he's back for now and what he wants. All right, let's see. Let's think we saw, okay, live chat. The live chat. Let's get live on the live chat. That's what I'm trying to do.
Here's one.
Okay.
House Sanchez. At Kyle Dubb's question for you. Anybody else who wants to respond? Who was the Three-Eyed Crow before Bloodraven? Who recruited him other than the Children of the Forest?
Yeah, I think it was just probably the last Children of the Forest or Child of the Forest Green Seer. I think. I don't necessarily think they had to be a human because they had their own green seers all the way up. That's in the Dawn Age. You read that in the basic history in the World of Ice and Fire. So I think it was probably a Child of the Forest who actually was the last green seer before Bloodraven. That's how he got recruited. That's my guess. That it was the last child green seer type thing.
Okay.
Because I don't remember any other hints or anything relating to a previous human green seer. But there's definitely been a lot of children green seers. Richard Martin, no one knows the fate of Sheepkiller, the one dragon that couldn't be tamed. Nope, absolutely not. Speaking of that, Richard, just to let people know, there were dragons. You don't have to be a Targaryen necessarily. Now, this is still questionable because Nettles, there's a character named Nettles who did something. They call it nettling now, where she just fed a dragon over and over until he let it ride her. The dragon let her ride. But it was still a question whether she was called a dragon spawn. Still some relation, had Targaryen blood. So that's really in the air still. But technically, not a Targaryen. Not a Targaryen.
The act of trying that method is called nettling?
Nettling, yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you nettle a dragon, you're feeding it and getting it to trust you and blah, 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 and you're not Targaryen.
I like that.
So that's why he's saying you don't have to be a Targ necessarily to ride a dragon. Let's see. Monkey Male Dog, Drogon and Rhaego can both, can both lay dragon eggs. So there will be eggs. It could be they turn to stone until they are needed again, like in A Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, I mean, could be. Yeah, we're not sure about the whole, asexual thing or whatever, and they can morph and lay eggs and stuff. No, it's not really clear on that, but some people seem to believe that, and it's certainly possible. So I just always pictured this scene where we do see like a closing shot of there's some eggs laying there or whatever.
That said $1 Bitcoin donation. Do you accept Bitcoin?
I don't, because I don't know much about it. Who was asking?
Right there.
John
Swigert.
$1 Bitcoin donation. What if? Yeah, I don't do Bitcoin. I don't know how to do it. I know it's a virtual currency. I know it's kind of going popular again for the second or third time. I don't know much about it though, so I wouldn't know how to accept any Bitcoin donations and how to convert that to real cash.
You gotta figure that out.
But yeah, I need to, it's something actually I've been thinking about last couple of weeks, because it's been back up again. I know there's some Twitch streamers that, like I was talking about the gaming stuff earlier, they're doing Bitcoin stuff now. So
I think it's about the split. I heard.
Yeah, right. So I need to look into that more. So if anybody has any information on that, they could give me an overview. Feel free to send me an email, because I do need to look into that for sure. But anyway, he does have a question. What if John plunges Dragonglass into his heart and kamikazes the Night King, just like what he'd do to Corn Halfhand? Yeah, I don't know though that it would. Here's our thing though. If he plunges his own heart, we don't know what it would do. Maybe just kill him, because there's no spell set at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the children of the forest used that and put a hex on it or said some words.
Exactly.
And created the Night King, and then of course Benjen. But I don't know that would do anything to him. And our thing has been that there's this build up with Valyrian Steel. There's a build up with Dragonglass. It may be the same thing as far as an ingredient. But if the Night King has that in his chest, I don't think Dragonglass and Valyrian Steel is going to hurt him.
It's not going to phase him.
I think that's a build up, and it's going to be a big shocker when John hits him in the arm, and he just goes ding, and he goes, shit. Mel, but Mel,
Well, yeah, get out from it.
We don't have a table anymore.
Damn it.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that's. We're just guessing that may be what happens. So it wouldn't actually hurt him, and that's going to be the big twist and why the God's Eye is needed. Maybe with the werewood tree we talked about earlier about it being guarded, and if it's taken out, maybe that cuts off the magical stuff.
It's kind of really cool thinking about how we've talked about other things, like when he dies. Yes. All of them fall.
Yep.
When that tree dies, boom.
If there's just like this main, I guess you could say master tree, and all the other ones are growing up from that system around the continent, that would be kind of cool. Let's see. Thank you. Just wondering if a suicide mission was possible. I do think a suicide mission is possible.
Oh, we've been talking about
absolutely.
that.
Don't get me wrong. That is certainly possible. Kamikaze.
Yes, sir, John. We've talked about that.
Absolutely. What was the name of the coins Elena used to use? Jonathan Haymaker says. Elena Tyrell. Now, in the Game of Thrones lore, they haven't showed this in the show. The actual Highgarden does have its own money, and Mace Tyrell was on the current version. It was like a penny. So I don't know if you're referring to that. I'm not sure that Elena used to use. Lady, the Queen of Thorns. Lord Warden Nettles was a dragon spawn. She had the blood of old Valyria. Yeah, it's thought that she probably was more than likely, but it's still a possibility. It's not 100%.
All right, so Nick Stark does not have punctuation on the end, so they're either saying, "Damn y'all, still on," or "Damn, y'all still on."
Yeah, we need a comma there or something, Nick, or a question mark. Yeah, we're still going.
We're still going. That's the way I'm taking this.
And that's exactly what I was going to say here. I don't know what's going on with work or whatever, so
yeah, it's getting close to time. If we need to stretch real quick and maybe then
do a 10
put a bow on it. Yeah,
put a bow on it. Okay, well, y'all want to do that? I guess I'm assuming everybody still got 250
please hang
people.
out. We can wrap this up and come at us with some good stuff.
Hey, Bill Boots, how are you? Let's see. Yeah, well, let's do that then. Since we're already, hell, I didn't know we were over 2 hours already.
know.
So yeah, if you want to hang out for another 10 or 15 or so, before we
Right.
get out of here,
Yep.
we'll do that. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and hang out 10 or 15 more minutes and do it that way. So let's do that. If you guys are down, and if you're down, I
I'm
guess.
down. Yep.
All right, so let's do that. So we'll see you in just a minute. We'll be right back.
I cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
I cannot give you back your homes.
But perhaps I can give you justice. In the name of our king.
back on YouTube. Okay. All right, we are back.
We are back.
Still hear us, I think. Good, decent. And everything's good with the stream. All right. All right. Where's Herb at? Where's Herb? Herb, where you at, man?
Yeah, where are you, Herb?
Come on, give us the questions, Herb. Didn't see your question. I see. Hope you saw my question. Don't see it. Somebody grab Herb's question. we gotta get Herb up in here. We got you early, Herb, because I saw you sent me the email about Star Wars. So, and yeah, people are asking. We're always reversed on Facebook Live. If you're watching on Facebook or seeing it after, we're always reversed. The camera, I don't know. I'm not the camera, but Facebook always flips the damn image.
Sure
So I don't know why. So we look odd backwards on there. Okay, this is the Herb Coswell. Okay, here we go. Her Monster Highness, thank you, Her Monster Highness.
Thank you.
Has grabbed Herb's question. So Herb Coswell Q&A. Thank you, Herb. What do you think Gendry's fate will be? Will he be Lord of Stormlands? Will he marry Arya, or will he die? Okay, I think he will be Lord of the Stormlands. Now, that doesn't mean he can't die, though. I think he could be named that and then still die at the end of this thing, because he could be promised that or made that before the actual war by Dany, whatever. So I think that's going to happen regardless. I don't think Arya, I mean, I would love to see that happen as a fanboy, obviously. I don't think Arya will marry him because we want it to happen.
That's exactly right.
So I don't think that's going to happen. So I do think that he will be the Lord of Stormlands. Now, whether he dies or not, I don't know. Possibly and maybe even likely. I don't know. But at the end of this thing, you will need, I would say, at least a couple of the major houses kind of back in the fold and trying to rebuild society and change things. So I think that it's possible that he will be Lord of Storm's End. He does survive, but I don't think...
No.
Okay. But yeah. Anyway, I think it's. I think he will be at least made Lord. Now, whether that lasts or not, I don't know. But I think it will. But I don't think Arya will be in the picture. And now that I've just said that earlier about the whole Dorne thing and Nymeria type thing,
yes,
I may have to. I'm gonna put more thought into that and try to look into in the books and find some maybe clues to. If they don't support it, I won't mention it again. But I think that sounds like right now.
I do too.
I think it sounds like a good idea, and that probably would not involve Gendry.
But because I totally see her being like a solo traveler, and I've always pictured that. But now that you've put that together, I see it so well now.
Yeah, We're just playing.
Yeah,
we're just playing her. You are relentless with your questions, man. You type entire novels. You need to be a damn writer, Herb. I'm telling you, because when you send me emails about theory and stuff, they are long. So yeah, put that energy into some. I'm not saying don't ask questions. I'm saying you need to be a writer. You know what I'm saying?
And I was just busting your chops because you said, James, Chris, where are you?
Yeah.
You should see us scrambling during these breaks.
Oh yeah, man. There's dogs need to go out there, getting new drinks and all this kind of stuff, and in the bathroom, obviously, all that stuff you don't need to know. But yeah, we're rushing like hell, trying not to keep everybody waiting because we know we start later than we should, but it's just because of time. All right, let's see. We are good there. Let me check Patreon really quick. I think we had a couple more questions there. So we have Michael Smith, again, thank you, Michael, on Patreon. Will you have Dan from Talking Thrones or Kyle from Azor Hype on your live streams? Dan and I talked about a week ago, the last time we spoke, and we did a collab right before Season 7, or fairly close to it. And we were talking about doing another collab, so I actually did mention to him, if he wanted to maybe join a live stream or something. But we're not sure exactly what we're doing yet, so that's certainly a possibility.
And Kyle from Azor Hype, he interviewed me.
And me, both of them. Yeah. Well, a lot of people.
I've thought about asking him to let me interview him on my channel. Sure have.
So those are certainly possibilities. Michael Smith also says, love the new theme for Jon and Dany and the love scene, as D&D said it was just for them. Yeah, that people, excuse me, people, I mean, not saying everybody, but a lot of people don't appreciate, or at least they don't say. I'm not saying they don't, but you know what I mean. You don't hear enough about the score.
No.
It makes everything, in all movies, of course, it does. I mean, you know, it's if you imagine watching, like, for example, Friday 13th, and it's just crickets.
No way.
There's no, you know, the damn, you know, that the music makes everything. But this music is absolutely gorgeous. This soundtrack is awesome. You can listen to it without even knowing what the show is. And I love old classic orchestra stuff too, anyway. And he does an outstanding job. So, yes, absolutely. Also, Michael, my idea of the end game. The frozen god's eye, I think, is Bran being there. Cersei is killed by Viserion, little brother. Hey, there you go. A dragon, little brother. That's a good idea. Dany dies in childbirth. Jon has to become king without his greatest love and live with his child, continue without his love. I think it's certainly a possibility, for sure. It's one of those things where, you know, he kind of wanted to be in the Night's Watch leadership because there he's a bastard. He can actually move up in the world. But Sam set that up. Sam set that up for him. So yeah, I mean, he didn't really necessarily want it at first. He definitely didn't want to be king in the north, but it just happened. It follows the theme of him being pushed in these positions. So I think it's a possibility that, and like I said last week, the more I think about it, the more I lean towards if you have to pick between those two. I mean, they both could die, for sure. They both could live. But I think that Dany will have to be the one to go, and Jon is kind of, again, pushed into that position. Thank you, let's see, Mr. Black Ops Badass. Mr. Black Ops Badass, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I just saw that out of the corner of my eye, the little alert there. Thank you. Also, from Patreon, thank you again to Doc Holliday. Why was there a werewood tree in the Star Wars movie?
Whoa! You're not supposed to say that.
Yeah. Well, that was in the trailer. Yeah, I mean, it was very similar, wasn't it, Doc Holliday? It was very similar. I thought about that, but I meant that for that to be a joke at some point, but it never happened. So yeah, that's a good point. I guess pulling a little inspiration, I don't know, a little shout out maybe, I don't know. It did kind of look like a werewood tree. But I won't say any more to that, you know, but it is in the trailer. It's no big deal, no spoiler or anything. Okay, let me double check Streamlabs really quick. I think we're good there. Yeah, we had Young J-Way last. And, all right, so we're good there. And Super Chats, I believe. All right, so back to the live chat, and we'll take a few more here and get out of here in a few minutes.
When we have ProtoCon,
yes,
I think Ho has a few extra hammocks.
He probably has a lot of extra hammocks. Yeah, that may be. We'll have to offer those up.
I told everybody, bring your tents.
Yeah. We're going to definitely look more into that deeper. And Carol, I did get you. If Carol's still here, I'm not sure. She may have had to bail out. I did get your. We talked a little bit and got your layout. So yeah, I mean, or itinerary, kind of, sort of like a like a proto itinerary. It looks good though. It looks good. We just got to figure out the logistics, and of course that's going to cost. So that'd be cool though. We're definitely going to do something like that. Now, whether it's like relatively soon or it's like a 100K celebration type thing, I don't know. But yeah, we got to do it. ProtoCon 2018. There's the hashtag right there. There you go.
Right.
We would maybe have to start a damn GoFundMe or separate something to keep it a separate thing to get that going. But we'd have to get an idea of like numbers and like who would seriously want to come to Charlotte,
right?
And pay spend money in hotels and whatever around the area, and that'd be cool though. All right, let's see. Rocky Boy 24. Thank you, Rocky Boy.
You.
What do you think about the idea of having a comic series for historical events? I'm losing it. I own the Darth Maul comic series and love the idea of GOT comics with epic artwork.
What do you think about that?
I think it's cool. I think it's awesome.
Too.
I think it'd be great. I do dig comics. I used to collect comics. Most of my collection got stolen years and
still
years
got some
ago.
good
I
ones.
still got a handful, but I think it would be awesome. The problem with comics, and we were talking about this with the Star Wars thing, goes into some of the books that you have to read now, apparently, to a lot of people are just like casual viewers and watchers of these movies and shows, and they're not into comics, you know, and so you would miss a lot of that. But yes, it could be there for those hardcore nerds. I think it would be cool, absolutely cool, and I could see the artwork, and I know a great artist. I mean, my whole family's artists, but I know a great artist named Urtach. Urtach, if you're watching, that would be perfect for it. He does, you know, Urtach. If you watch my channel or follow me on any social media, you know I've tweeted out some of Urtach's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He does these awesome Game of Thrones pieces, and he does deaths. You know, you give a man a name. So Urtach already does great artwork for some other things. He would be perfect for that. So yeah, let's make it happen. Let's see here. Alex, I see your question about Kylo, but I don't want to say anything because it would kind of give a hint of what happened in this movie. So I don't want to say. So I do see it though, Alex. I do see it. I'm not really sure because of the big thing that happened, and I can't say. So, see, it's so hard. This is why I didn't want to get into Star Wars. I was afraid I'd slip up. So I don't want to say anything. All right. Good night, Deborah Breedlove, I guess.
Good night.
Guess she's getting out of here. I understand we're
Thanks
always
for
late.
hanging out.
Let's see. Gorlock saying, I'm telling people the Lord of Light is just a time mage. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think the Lord of Light's anybody. I think it's just a construct of magic around these people. But a time mage is interesting. We do have a time traveler green seer, so I don't see why it's not possible. Let's see what we got. Bell Boots Q&A. Did you see the old Dave interview where he described God as a fantasy and then cut himself off before he finished saying sci-fi? Is that a hint about the ending? Yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about. It's certainly possible, but here's the thing about Dan and Dave. If you remember the Oxford interview, right? And John, it was kind of a joke because somebody asked Jon Snow or Kit Harington, what would you like to do in season 6 or 5? I believe it was 5.
Right.
And he said, I like to put myself into a wolf, and everybody laughed the way he said it. But he was talking about warging.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was Dan who said season 6. Just wait till season 6. That never happened in the show. He's not a warg, so I just take what he said with a grain of salt. I mean, it's got sci-fi elements for sure. So I don't know if that's a big thing or not as far as a potential spoiler. I would expect there, in this twist that we're going to get a twist about the Night King. I don't know if it's more of if it would be a sci-fi twist or more of just like what we keep talking about, like who is he, why now, that type of thing. I don't know if that would get into the sci-fi area, although magic technically is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of a fine line. Let's see. Okay, I guess Fractured and Amanda are talking about something that we're not aware of. So.
And I'll go ahead and say again, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, absolutely. Let's see. Where are we? Are we good? Okay. I'm just not seeing any chatting coming in. I may have this on the wrong mode. Let's see. Frodo Doodle. Here's Frodo Doodle. John did put himself into a dragon in season 7. Let's see. Did he? Kind of, sort of in a dragon. Not really in a dragon.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. He rode the dragon. Yeah, he did.
Oh, you talking on the boat?
Yeah, on the boat. I'm so sorry. Exactly. It's getting late. I apologize. But yes, he did. But a dragon and a dragon. Dragon and a dragon. Yeah, he did put himself in a dragon for sure. Oh, man, that's funny. Hashtag boat sex. There it goes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He rode the dragon.
And now that he's not a Stark, he's free to put himself into a wolf.
That's true. I mean, well, cousins. They are cousins. I don't know that. I don't know. As first cousins. That's in those days. Hell, we got Cersei and Jaime, so they warmed us up with that shit. Damn, you guys still up? I went to a company Christmas party, came home, had sex, 35 seconds, and you're still here. Yes, Mike, we're about to get out of here. We're winding it down. Yeah, we took one more stretch.
Got lead weights on my eyelids.
Yeah, James is over here falling asleep, so we got to get out of here before he falls asleep on camera. Which that would get some views, maybe.
It'd be the real me.
Yeah, because I would just, if that happened, I'm just saying, I would just see him, and I would just like slide this over this mic and hear the snores. Oh shit, we're about to lose our mic again. Damn it.
That was a fantastic documentary we watched last night.
It was good. I'll tell you about it later. I'll tell you about the second half of it. Yeah, we watched a documentary on Bigfoot. I did anyway. That he actually.
Yeah, my idea.
It was his idea and shit, and then he goes out halfway through it. Hold on, guys. This mic keeps slipping off this stand, so I'm kind of holding. Let me take it out again, or here I'll just hold it again right up here like this, and Hey guys, welcome back to K97.5. This time we have some rock and roll for you. Yeah, we got some hip hop for you. We have some Tupac, and we need to do some old school Q&As.
We really do.
And just for some good music. Damn it, my mic's going limp. It's sorry guys. Sorry if I'm beating this around. It's making noise in your headphones or whatever. I'm just trying to. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, Her Monster Highness has one here from Alex Montero. Let's see. I'm trying to get where I can read it with that damn arrow. My bad. I'm sorry about this. Do you think Jon and Arya tag team on the Night King? I think it's possible. I think that the whole Faceless Man thing we talked about before, the blade, the Valyrian steel blade coming back into play.
Right.
I think it's certainly possible. I don't think it has to be Jon. I think that's a big misconception. I want to make that clear for me at least. I don't think Jon has to be the one to deal the death blow.
Nope.
Or even Dany. It can certainly be Arya, and I think that's a possibility, a real possibility. So I think it's and the more you think about the Valyrian steel dagger, and did he just hand it to Arya to kill Littlefinger with? Exactly. Oh shit, that's what she said. So yeah, I think it's a possibility. Oh Lord, I know Patrick Glanville. Thank you for the super chat. Also, I see yours, Bill. I'll grab that in a second. Top 5 rappers of all time. Oh man, Patrick, I don't know. You got Tupac, Biggie. Tretch, God, man, there's so many, huh? Eminem has to be in it now. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I don't know. I have to think. I have a whole list, man. I don't know. Those are 4 though, for sure. The 5th one, I could interchange a lot. I could interchange a lot of people for probably 1 or 2 of those. Bill Hutchinson, thank you, Bill. Super chat. Bran has the power to see visions of past events. If you guys had that power, what real life past events would you like to go back and check out?
Oh,
I would like to go see the JFK assassination.
That would be a good
Or
one.
Yeah, if I couldn't affect anything, I guess is what you're asking. I would like to see that from where I could walk around and go back and repeat it and see it at different angles and go to the grassy knoll and really find out what the fuck happened.
Hell yeah.
And they just really recently released all those papers, and I don't think there was anything really new, but I didn't really look. I heard it wasn't much new. I'm sorry, I don't know if that would be the first thing. That just popped into my head because I used to be in love with all that kind of stuff, conspiracy stuff, and I actually wrote my senior thesis on that, and I did it out of my head because I just read it because I enjoyed it. Believe it or not.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see that. That would be cool. You got any particular event? If you could go back and just watch it.
What would I?
Probably a bunch.
A boxing match.
Yeah.
Something like that. Them Ali Frazier won. Maybe if I'm right about why my marriage went down the tubes.
just for some vindication. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things. I was thinking like bigger, like history. You know, he's everything about boxing, and it's, that's funny though. You said that. Oh shit. Good night, Rocky Boy 24. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Hanging out from Los Angeles.
Wow,
yeah,
awesome.
appreciate you hanging out from LA, but you're in a better time for you, I guess, out there as well.
Monkey Mail Dog, Jesus Christ preaching, if I could go back in time. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
actually
big
thought
event-
a little bit about that. Yeah, the Sermon on the Mount, that'd be a good one to see.
Big events like that in history, absolutely. A lot of stuff you could do, man. You could go on with that. That'd be a good whole entire video, like one of our, podcast ideas we were talking about. Just different subjects like that'd be kind of cool.
Really would be.
All right. So let's grab just a couple more and we'll get out of here and let you guys go. People are dropping off. I know it's late in Europe. You got getting up or never went to sleep or whatever. Let me just triple check everything here. And we'll grab a couple more from the live chat. Okay, we're good there.
And that whole idea, that whole concept has a feel of like Dickens, A Christmas Carol.
Yes, yeah.
Getting ready to go back and see. You could go back and see some things.
Or monster, you guys could totally vlog the Last Supper. Yeah, I didn't know we could take cameras. Yeah, now wouldn't that be fucking cool if we could take things instead of just different, instead of having like the Neo projection. Look how delayed we are on YouTube. I'm still holding the mic. Hopefully they're not seeing that delay, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Really?
Earlier
Is it
they
that
were.
far behind?
I got a message saying, how are you talking to me when I'm still watching you?
Oh, see, yeah, because I was noticing the other night when I was streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Twitch is like probably 2 seconds delay, maybe. And YouTube is so far behind, but I don't remember it being this far behind from our previous streams. That's insane. I just now put the mic back on the stream. That's
true.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, so we've said that was been 15. Feels like 15
Mike
minutes
Bushel
ago.
could have had sex 5 times.
Damn right, and and started the 6th round. Yeah, selfies with historical people, says Bolo. Tech 9. Oh, Tech 9. Yeah, yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Let's see, Lord Warden. Anybody else think the dragons going extinct in Westeros had a lot to do with the oops, I'm almost losing it. Had anything else think the dragons going extinct in Westeros had a lot to do with all the fighting amongst the Targs? Yes, that killed a lot of dragons. The Dance of the Dragons killed a lot of them right there on the spot, and then the remaining ones, I think Tyrion kind of said it in the show this last season, or previous season, I should say, season 6, them being in captivity. Dany confirmed this in season 7, the Dragon Pit. My family used to keep them in here, and that's why they withered away and died. They wasn't free. They wasn't free to roam and feed and grow. That's exactly why they went extinct, because they tried to keep them in a cage. So there's your little PETA shout out as well, I guess. Doc Holiday saying it's bad. What's bad? Did I miss something? I'm not sure. All right, let's see. Her Monster Highness has a question from Facebook. Thank you for grabbing one from there. Derry Herbert cool. Q&A. Crypts of Winterfell predate the keep. Exactly. They are a lot older. Built by Bran the Builder after building the wall. Either book or TV. How does this factor in? At first, I was very much on the school of thought that the crypts are this big important thing, that they're going to play some big role, and you do have Jon being called to the crypts, and that's certainly a thing. But the more I've thought about it, and of course we've talked about, a lot of people are asking, is the Kings of Winter going to raise up and be in the army of whites and stuff, right?
Right.
But we have also said many times now that if you think about it, there's no Kings of Winter left, because it also specifically says in the books, and he does follow, physics and things, although there's obviously some suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
That even the iron swords are going across their laps. If the iron's gone, ain't no bones left for the majority of those crypts, no matter how deep and old they are.
Yeah.
Only the very
Unless
recent
they're like
Starks.
some kind of cigar humidor.
Right. That would have to be
weird.
that type of thing, and I don't think they have that technology.
No, and so it would be a cloud. You know,
right, exactly.
of dust.
Yeah, a shadow baby.
Yeah, shadow baby, and they're no threat at all.
So in that sense, I don't think so. I think it really, for the book thing, because you think about it, we only really get the big things from John being called down there. So I think it's still related to his parentage in the books, because you still have in the books. Remember, especially early on when you're getting all this, you still have the Ashara Dane thing. But although that's obviously a red herring to me, but some people still believe that. That's fine. There's certainly some evidence to support it. You still have a lot of the other things going on with the foreshadowing, and him being called to the crypt signifies to me his mother, to me. And so I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as far as like an end game type thing or whatever as a lot of people do.
Yeah,
I think overall, and I've said this many times, that this story is a lot more straightforward than a lot of people think, because people think it's going to be a bunch of big twists, and there will be twists, but no doubt, and there has been. But I think it's a lot more straightforward than people think. So that's the way I think overall. But I mean, I could be completely wrong, and there's a clutch of dragon eggs in there, and there's going to be one bust up through the damn wall when the Night King gets there. Who knows?
hey, Kool-Aid.
Rhaegar, his harp's down there in Lyanna's crypt, and that's how Jon gets confirmed. There's all kinds of theories. His armor, somehow somebody carried it back from the Battle of the Trident. I have no idea. But I don't think so. Okay, let's grab one or two more and we'll get out of here. Let me just really quick triple check all this. On Patreon as well. I think we're good, but there may be... Sometimes this refreshes, auto-refreshes, sometimes it don't. All right, we're good there. And let me check here one more time. All right, good there. All right, so let's get one or two more from the live chat, and we'll get out of here and let everybody get out of here and go to sleep or go to work.
Yeah, House Sanchez says, well, guys, it's been fun. Good night, House Sanchez.
Good night. Appreciate you hanging out. All right, here we go from a name I have not seen before, I don't think. Nakia Emmanuel. Q&A, do you think Theon might have a bastard son somewhere out there that might show up either in the books or the show? I'm pretty sure Theon probably does.
He could have one. That's right.
I mean, whether it ever comes to fruition as an important character, there's Paula Marie. What's I hadn't even seen her tonight.
Me either.
Yeah, I think Nakia. I think that's. I mean, I'm damn sure he does, but whether it or not, it comes up as a character as far as like his son, like an heir type thing, is another question. I don't know. It's certainly possible. It really depends on the outcome of Yara, I think. And we'll see how that goes down the books. Because obviously we're not there yet with the books, but it's certainly a possibility. But with all the damn, brothels and sure, yes. I mean, even the salt wife on the way to Pike. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it certainly by numbers,
Yeah.
he's got to have a bastard out there somewhere.
You damn Skippy.
But I don't know if we'll see. I mean, in the show, yeah, we're not going to see any kind of Theon offspring. The books is certainly another possibility, since he has plenty of time now to write and write more, as much detail as he fucking pleases. And then keeps on extending that, rewriting and all that stuff. All right, one more. Let's
Doc
grab.
Holliday says Patreon.
Okay, check Patreon. Is that what he's saying?
I guess so.
Yes. Okay, Doc Holliday. Thank you, Doc. Just letting you know the delay is bad. I had to watch on my tablet because YouTube on my Xbox falls a minute behind when you were game streaming. You were saying goodnight on the stream when your last game started. Wow. So that's a fucking delay. That's usually at least a 10-minute match.
Wow.
That's really, really delayed. So, yeah, I don't know. Lately, it's definitely worse than it was because I know it's not been this bad. But it was the other night, so I don't know what's going on with this live streaming shit on YouTube. But, I've also thought about I don't see why I couldn't stream this or these type of things to Twitch, too. I can multi-stream to Twitch. Twitch doesn't have to be games.
Oh, hell.
So, and they're looking to expand, as far as compete with YouTube. So, I don't know. So it is pretty delayed, obviously. So I don't know. I mean, on my end, everything's good. So I don't know. It's obviously YouTube's server or whatever is going on. But at least it's not. I guess it's not lagging or anything too bad. All right, one more. Let's get one more and we'll get out of here. Let's see here. Paul Marie says, ask if during the big Winterfell battle with fires burning, could a hidden clutch of dragon eggs hatch that have been waiting to be dispatched to save Winterfell? Please and thank you. Tried earlier. Yeah, that's a good idea, with the burning thing. But with Dany, it took fire and blood.
Right.
So if you have people burning, the right people burning,
The right
perhaps,
ones.
that could happen. But again, you have to assume there are eggs in Winterfell, and I don't know if Rhaegar coming up there one time
They're going to be this big.
Right. I don't know. I don't know.
They can't. We say as far as waiting to be dispatched to say Winterfell. They could be hatched, but
yes,
they're
would
not
be
going to
babies.
be a factor right away.
Exactly. It would take however many years that would be to grow to full thing.
Definitely a possibility. You've mentioned that on that one
Yeah. Now
ride.
that
You said one dude took a ride up there one time, and there was a chance there might be a clutch up there.
yeah yeah, that's certainly a possibility. But again, the question with that was Verimax big enough or small enough to get into the crypts and lay a clutch somewhere that nobody could found them.
That's a damn good point.
So that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, that's the perfect point though. They would, if they hatched, they would be this big, little cats.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you have to believe there's actually some eggs there. So.
I think Robert's love handle scraped the sides. Going into his...
That's true. That's true. But then again, they're a bit different in the books for the way they're described. All right. Okay. Okay. That's the one I just got. Her Monster Highness from Paul Marie. I was just gonna grab one more. Let's see, but I don't know if the chat seems to be delayed.
Yeah.
It's like it goes for a minute and rolls, and then it's fucking just stops. All right. Here we go. Okay. Sure, Your Monster Highness. Go ahead if you want to grab one for Facebook. Feel free. I'll grab that one out. And while we're waiting on that question, let's see. We have well, I just had it. Damn it. John Swigert. Both opinions. Will Sansa rule, and would Jon and Dany die to make that happen? I think it's certainly a possibility. But the reason I've actually kind of pulled back on that a little bit is for the show at least, is Sansa has now technically been Lady of Winterfell.
Yes, she has.
And I don't know if it really matters now that, Jon and, because I do think there will be some death as far as Jon or Dany. So I think it's a possibility that, Sansa is forced to, kind of like what Arya said. You don't want to think it, but it could happen. And so I think it's certainly a possibility. The question is, if you buy into the Tyrion Sansa thing, do they stay at Winterfell? Do they go to Castle Rock? I think they would change things and probably stay at Winterfell.
Yeah.
But I think it's possible. And yeah, Jon essentially, because he is Warden of the North, if he marries Dany and they do live, then they can make her Warden of the North. So that could happen, but they would have to live. And so yeah, it kind of takes Jon to either die or pass on that title of Warden of the North. All right, and the last one here, Her Monster Highness grabbed a question from Facebook. Thank you, Her Monster Highness. From Facebook, Lauren Lawrencesoon, I believe. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Thank you, Lauren. Q&A, do you think Cersei will use the Golden Company to rob her money back from the Iron Bank? That's a good question. That's a good question.
Damn good question.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's
wow.
I think it's certainly possible, but it's like it depends on the timing. Like, does she need money, or is she going to worry about actually? Because she knows the threat's real.
Yeah, she does.
And she's using that money to hire the Golden Company, so that would be like them stealing from their own payoff.
Yes.
Now they could get more of it. Sure, they could get a lot more from the Iron Bank, but I'm assuming now that's already gone and shipped off. I think that's already gone. Already kind of on a boat, on the way back, and already there, I'm assuming, because otherwise he wouldn't agree to go ahead and loan out more money. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think there's some time that passed there, and it's probably already back there. So they'd have to do that in Essos, I'm assuming, but I could be wrong. I think if for example, she survived this thing and all of a sudden, like Danny, John, everybody died, and Cersei was the only one left. Sure, what else? She ain't got nothing better to do. She has no enemies.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
But yeah, so only based off of that, where I think the gold is already back in Essos, that type of thing. I wouldn't think so, and I don't know if the Golden Company would do that. They are pretty honorable, you know what I mean? So that's why I think they will follow Danny and fight the White Walkers versus following Cersei and Euron. So, all right. So let's get out of here and let everybody go to bed. So thank you guys for hanging out. Really appreciate it. I'm just double checking shit here as usual.
I'd like to go ahead and say one thing. I just want to say how much it means to me and how special it is for me to get some. I get emails from some of you guys, and they're all encouraging and caring, and I really appreciate that. I know I don't maybe respond immediately. I don't have it where it sends me a notification on my phone when I get an email to that email address, but I do get to them. I do see them, and I thank you so very much. I just wanted to say that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yes, thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for subscribing, the super chats and all that stuff. It really helps a lot. New Patreons as well, and people upping their pledges really means a lot. And I know I say it every time, but I really mean it. I can't do this stuff without Patreon. With the monthly support, with the YouTube stuff, basically cut in half. So especially during the off season, and trying to figure out where this channel is going with something besides Game of Thrones, and Westworld's coming back. But anything I ever do, Star Wars, Westworld, it never has the same effect as Game of Thrones. So I'm trying to figure that out. But I will be doing more gaming. So follow me on the gaming channel. Follow me on Twitch. All the links are in the description below. Twitch is twitch.tv/smokescreenvids, VIDS, like everything else. It's like follow social media for that matter. That helps grow the channel and the brand, and sharing things. That's the biggest thing, is sharing. If you like a video or whatever, share it with people you think you would enjoy. So I really appreciate all the support, really do, guys. Thanks to Amanda, Her Monster Highness, Carol Brown, the Order 1814, everybody, all the moderators. I appreciate it. Grabbing questions, and you guys don't have to do this. You're not getting paid for it.
A lot.
It does. It really does. I mean, these guys are sitting here grabbing questions. They're focusing on grabbing questions and shouting out things like social media, follow me here, and doing all that kind of stuff. And it means a lot to me, because they're doing it for the kindness of their heart. They're not. I can't afford to pay a staff or whatever, just like we don't have a producer back here, so we don't drop mics and shit like that. So anyway, yeah, we did go almost 3 hours, which we usually did actually before. We just been cutting it a little bit shorter lately, but
Right.
Anyway, thanks guys, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate everything. Good night, and if we don't see you guys, I'll let you know. So again, follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram as well. All those links are in the description, because I'll that's where I announce things a lot, and then kind of let you guys know what's going on through the week as well. But if we decide a Christmas type thing, maybe after Christmas or the next day, as far as a stream, I'll let you know on there as well. So follow me on that stuff, and if we don't see you, either way, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever. Just have a good time with family and friends. Enjoy the time off and all that good stuff. So. Anything? I don't know if you got anything else, but that's all I got to say.
No, I just want to say enjoy seeing you guys every week, and Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
I was going to finish that for you, man. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Yes. No. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.
cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Cannot give you back your homes.
But perhaps I can